Should we beat that right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Fletch is going to go get him. Okay.
I was going to say, normally it isn't our pleasure. Normally we have to kind of talk ourselves into it.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Oh, I didn't even do that.
Listen, this morning came pretty fast. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Life comes at you fast. Sometimes you got to slow down.
We went to K&B Bistro. For anybody who was listening yesterday, we were talking about K&B Bistro. We're talking about Tony Condra, owner of Keg and Bottle, who invited us to come and sample brand new spirits from Bhakta Spirits.
Mm-hmm.
The owner and the purveyor, Raj, is going to be joining us in studio here today, and we'll be sampling Bhakta Spirits in the 7 o'clock hour. He actually has to catch a flight, I believe, back to Vermont. That's where he's from. So he'll be joining us later on, or I should say earlier on in the show today. Stringing together sentences on the air right now is very difficult because we were served a lot of bourbon last night.
And I mean, good bourbon.
Yeah,
Holy
really,
smokes.
really good.
Yeah, which we're going to be sampling that again this morning.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Oh, my goodness. By the way, Tony Condra at K&B Bistro, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County, one in Santa Barbara, one in Chicago, just in case you're traveling. Tony Condra is the absolute top-notch best host ever.
Oh, it's incredible.
Only to be superseded by his wife, Lydia.
Oh, yeah. Lydia's fantastic. Tony's fantastic.
Yeah.
They truly make their home their house, which is this beautiful restaurant, K&B Bistro. And if you've never been, it's right off of College Avenue, off the 8 freeway. It's Del Cerro Boulevard.
Woo!
And it is it's wonderful because you're sitting in the middle of what John Fink from Kogo News has accurately portrayed it, the Hogwarts of liquor stores.
Mm-hmm.
And all right,
sounds pretty good.
Boys.
Cheers,
We're
cheers,
doing it again. I can't
Happy
believe
Friday.
it.
Love you guys.
I love you too. I can't believe we all made it here this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
That is pretty good.
Okay, that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I don't think I've ever needed a beer before, but this morning is the exception.
Right.
I feel like that. I'm pretty sure if we called a doctor, they'd be like, "Yeah, you guys need some Coors Lights."
You guys talking about Bhakta?
Bhakta.
Yeah, we're talking about
K&B
Bhakta.
Bistro.
Dude, I fanboyed out hard last night.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah. You were you take it from here.
Okay,
What were you doing?
So well, hold on here. I'm sitting next to Fletch as Raj Bhakta was walking around the room talking about how the distillation process works, how they blend their spirits, and every time he got close to our table, Fletch would go, I mean, so I had some whistle pig with my dad, and then we drank the whole bottle. We drank the whole bottle. and then
Okay, that's not accurate.
He'd do another lap around and be like, I'm a big fan because we had a whistle pig, and so I mean, I really like the whistle pig. And then he'd walk away.
I wasn't drunk at that point of the night. I was drunk at the end of the night, which is when I cussed out Caleb, which was deserved, by the way. But
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just learned about this.
So what I'm so excited about is at 7 o'clock today, we get to share the stories with you because Raj Bhakta, owner and purveyor of Bhakta Distilling, I think that's the name, but he founded Whistle Pig.
It's Bhakta Spirits.
Bhakta Spirits. And
Bhakta, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Not only that, but he is one of the best storytellers I've ever listened to.
He's incredible.
Oh,
he's like an amateur historian.
Yeah, I'm like, how does he know so
I
much?
don't even think amateur is the right word.
No, actually, that I would listen to a podcast. I'm
So
not
would
even
I.
kidding. I think he's missed his calling, and this guy, if he missed his calling, he's made a fortune doing so because he sold Whistle Pig for a good deal of money. And then he ended up making Bhakta Spirits, which is going to be his next foray.
So he let us know last night that he owns 75% of the world's like really aged spirits.
What's it called? Amaramnak?
No.
It sounds like it sounds like the next episode of the Infinity Wars between.
But in legitimacy, it's the next episode of whiskey.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that word? Aramaic?
I don't know, something like that. It was with an A.
It's a blended French whiskey, and he owns all of it.
It reminded me a lot of when we had Bacanora in studio. Remember
Yeah.
Kalinga? How Bacanora was the next phase of tequila and mezcal. It's kind of the new thing. That's what this drink is, and Raj owns all of it.
Well, we sampled a lot.
We
We
did.
were feeling pretty good, and then we decided we should
Yeah.
head over to the bar because Jay's behind the bar tending.
Jay Kennedy.
Hang on.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
hang on.
sorry,
You got the
sorry.
volume up? It's not gonna
Oh,
work
no, it's
because
not
it's
gonna
gonna
work.
be us.
Wait, nobody talk. Hang on. Armagnac.
Armagnac.
That's what it was.
Armagnac. That's what it is.
Yeah, he
Um,
owns 75% of the world's supply.
That's fine. It's fine. Well, we head over to the bar, and on the TVs above the bar, Jag Saints.
Oh yeah,
Which was actually a game.
Yeah.
By the end of it.
Right.
a ball game. I mean, so
Speaking of balling,
if you,
I dropped the ball.
Uh,
yeah.
That's a
Foster
Foster Moreau
Moreau.
joke.
Mm,
I was like, what is he doing? What is he doing? What
I
did he
didn't know.
drop?
I didn't know.
Yeah, Foster Moreau dropped a wide open touchdown pass. I felt awful for him. Number 87 for the New Orleans Saints in a game at that point that was at the final score. I mean, it was 34-24 ball game then, right? He had an opportunity to at very least put them in position to tie or win the football game with 2 minutes or less left in this game. And it literally bounced off his hands.
All right, Big
Right.
Rich, question for you. At the end of a game like that, prime time, big game, Foster Moreau's had a good career. No one would consider him a superstar, but he's been good, especially for Derek Carr with the Raiders and now with the Saints. At the end of that game, knowing that you're the reason that the team didn't advance into overtime or the team didn't get a win there if they were to convert a 2-point conversion, what's he feeling when he puts his head on the pillow?
Oof.
It's the worst feeling in the world. It's the worst feeling in the world when you let your brothers down. I mean, think about how much you love your parents and your siblings. Like, try to put yourself in a situation where you feel, it may not be true, but you feel like you've done the worst thing you could possibly do to them. That's how it feels when you're in Foster Moreau's situation. He'll never forget it.
He was sobbing on the sidelines.
Yeah. Oh,
It'll be the most memorable moment of his career. And that is, look, that's the tortured life of an athlete. If you are so lucky, and there are very few that get to say it, but if you're so lucky that you can take your career to the height of the professional level and you can compete for a world championship and whatever you do. I mean, we obviously have championship series going on in baseball right now. The NFL every single week is do or die, and Thursday night football for an even Saints team and a game over 500 Jags team. It felt like a very, very important game last night. And it is. They all are. When you fail your brothers, there is no worse feeling. I've experienced it. If you play long enough, everybody will. And he was inconsolable and he'll continue to be, but it's incumbent upon him as a pro now to find a way to get past it, to move on from it, and to somehow become better for it. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And so while I know that the next 24 to 48 hours is going to be dreadfully miserable for Foster Moreau, he's got to find a way whenever it is, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, sometime middle of next week, to wake up and pretend it didn't happen, because it's the best way to move forward.
And on the flip side of that, Rich, TD, that was the play on third down. And Foster Moreau dropped it. It hit him right in the hands. He was wide open. It was an excellent play design. He dropped the touchdown that would have tied the game. But on the flip side of it, the fourth down call was one of those dumb fade passes.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was running a corner route in the first place. I mean, so look, I know it seems like a wasted play because you're dealing with such limited real estate, but with a talented quarterback like a Ben Roethlisberger or a Phillip Rivers or a Drew Brees or a Tom Brady or Derek Carr, who's very talented, who knows how to drop it in the bucket, so to speak, like quite legitimately and literally, when somebody says, "Oh, he threw that pass. He dropped it in the bucket. The reason why they use that expression is because at practice, quarterbacks will oftentimes set up buckets, trash cans in the end zone, in the corners of the end zone, and practice putting the appropriate English and arc on those passes so that the only person who has a play on the ball is the receiver. And so when you have a good quarterback like Derek Carr, who a play ago just hit his tight end for a touchdown, I don't mind the play call all that much. I know a lot of people complain.
Oh, I hated it.
I know.
Well,
But
there wasn't any, look at anything else. I mean, the play was dropping it in the bucket.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we're going to see if something else develops here in this play. There's one option. It's going to that corner. If it doesn't work, the game's over.
And the guy wasn't open.
No.
Like, that's the biggest thing for me. TD, you said there was no other options. Like, I wish Derek Carr would have looked at that and said, this isn't going to happen. And then turned around and ran to the other side and see what develops on the other side of the field.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I was saying there was no other options, Fletch, because he just didn't look at any other options.
He dropped back and threw immediately. And I understand when you have a DK Metcalf, but when you have the options Derek Carr has, which is Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, neither of them super tall, neither of them super strong. It's like, what's that route going to do for you? It was very predictable how that game was going to end once Derek Carr dropped back to throw that pass.
Yeah, it's I get it. I'm trying in my life, but also like the unforgivable to me is when the head coach or whoever is making the decisions makes a poor decision on a fourth down, for example. Like, you're going for it when you should punt. You know what I mean? You're kicking the field goal when you should go for it. You know, you're punting when you should go for it. You know, those decisions, they seem to me harder to deal with. Calling the wrong play, I'm a little less critical of. And here's the reason why. Because if it worked, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Right. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can still be critical of a bad decision by a head coach on a fourth down or on a 2-point conversion, even if it works, because you can rewind the clock and say, yeah. And I mean, let's be honest with each other. Like, it worked, but why did they go for it in the first place? They would have been in the same position if they would have punted. Or it worked, but why were they so conservative and settled for 3 points there? In that situation, you need to convert the fourth down and go for the score, whatever it may be, whatever the situation. But when it's just a bad play call, I'd see, to me, it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, because sometimes bad play calls work.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not bad because they're successful. So, you know, when you look at the sum total of the events, you say, well, they called the right play against the right defense and they won on that down.
Well, the Jags made Derek Carr work, man. 55 attempts, did have 301 yards, got a touchdown, also threw a pick. I'm sure he's happy Alvin Kamara's back because, good Lord. I mean, come on. He had 17 carries. He had 12 receptions.
Not only is he back, he's running violent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm loving watching Alvin Kamara right now because it's almost like Isaiah Pacheco with the Chiefs where I think it was Chris Collinsworth, had the line, he's running like he's trying to punish the ground. Like, Alvin Kamara is doing that right now, where every single run he has, he's trying to get the last bit of yardage. And it looks like how he was coming out of Tennessee, his first year in the NFL, where he and Mark Ingram were this dual-headed running back combo that was literally putting up RB1 and RB2 fantasy points every single week. And Alvin Kamara, seeing him come back like this, man, it's fun to watch because it reminds you of what he was before the last 2 years where he's kind of fallen off, in my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of people stashed him on their bench because he was involved in that fight in Vegas that led him to be suspended to start the season. And as a result of the trouble he got in, you know, this really perturbed what would have been an insanely successful season for him because he's got a lot of game left in him and he had to sit on the shelf for a while. Now, last night was a coming out party. I also think that if you look at the other side of the docket at the Jaguars, this is a 5-2 football team now.
It's a for real football team.
Yeah.
This is one of those turning point moments of a season. This guy, or I should say this team with Trevor Lawrence, we did it yesterday. We were talking like, what's wrong with Trevor Lawrence? He looks a little shaky out the gates this season. Well, you get a win like this, injured, on the road, short week to practice, only a week and a half away from getting off a plane from London for 2 weeks. And you get this win against that defense, a top 5 defense in the NFL. The Jags are real.
Yeah.
They've arrived.
Yeah, and what a difference being 5-2 instead of 4-3. I mean, it's just a huge, huge monumental change in attitude and confidence where they're sitting here. I mean, and the Saints, instead of being 4-3 or 3-4.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
TD, you and I had that conversation last night about how different those two options are. And it's a big deal when you look at playoff seeding, when you look at everything. This is a huge swing week in the NFL season. When you look at teams who are hovering around 500, 3-4 is a big difference from 5-2.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's monumental when you look at the end of the season. So the Jaguars, credit to them, they get the win last night, and they had to hold on to a lead. They ended up getting tied at one point with the Saints, and then Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence, a magical long touchdown down the field. Like, Trevor Lawrence has the goods. I don't know if we give him enough credit, but that dude, you can tell by looking at him that the next 10 years of the NFL in Jacksonville, Florida, Trevor Lawrence is going to be okay.
He also looks kind of like, so as we mentioned, Kagan Bottle, K&B Bistro being the Hogwarts of liquor stores. It looks like maybe he played at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of got
little
that
wizardy.
a little wizardy feel to
He'd
him.
be a Slytherin.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, and not because I think he's a great guy, so I would want to put him in what's the Harry Potter house?
Gryffindor,
but
Slytherins have good people too.
But
they just also have the Malfoys.
Yeah, the Malfoys suck.
Wait, with the what?
The Malfoys? Gosh, you have so much catching up to do.
Potter.
Yeah, the Malfoys.
I've never made it through Harry Potter.
The kid sucks. I'm reading the books to my kid. We're on the 4th one, and then we kind of cut it off. To be honest with you, we called halftime because it was getting a little bit. Harry Potter's into boobs now, and I'm just like, wait, what? I was like, he is. He's like, well, hello, Hermione.
Kids go to bed. I gotta watch the Chamber of Secrets.
Dude, yeah, it's getting a little not creepy. I mean, look, they're teenagers at book 5. And so they start hitting on each other. I'm just like, and the end. Wait, we're only on page 7. Yeah, right.
The Chamber of Secrets is his red room.
Dude, the Chamber of Secrets, they're still like 10 years old.
Well,
it's later on.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Harry Potter.
Order of the Phoenix
and the
is
dark arts.
Order of the Phoenix is when they start hitting on each other. We all know this.
Is that true? Yeah,
Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah,
is that book 5? Yeah, it is book 5. Dude, yeah. It's
whose turn is this?
It's halftime.
It's true. Okay. I can do it if you want.
Dude, we are a mess this morning.
My God. Where do we even go? Let's
man.
Aztecs play tomorrow at Snapdragon Stadium.
Yes.
We will have a pair of tickets on this very show today to go see that game. Tickets and info, goaztecs.com.
Tried to compose himself.
I'm not doing well.
That is not right.
I'm just looking at all the screens in here. There's Formula 1 racing. It's like a leaf blower. Football.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No
No one
happening.
cares. MLB postseason.
Wow.
Astros tie up their series with the
I'm gonna come in
Rangers. It's at 2 games apiece now. Astros win 10-3 last night. D-backs, hey, they avoid the 3-0 series hold. They win against the Phillies 2-1. And then the NFL, we've been talking about it all morning, but the Saints fall last night on a Foster Moreau drop touchdown pass. My God. We were all sitting at the bar watching that together, and when it hit his hands,
It's interesting.
at the same time, all of us went,
No one cares.
ah! Shut up, TD. Your son sucks. Now's probably the proper time to tell that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. What happened between Ben and Caleb? Because the war between your son, Caleb Dale, and Benjamin Fletcher, our very own, I mean, it continues. I mean, there's a lot of conflict.
By the way, thank you to Sarah for saving me $10 on a ride home last night.
Yeah. So Sarah drives us home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you went to order a Uber, and then the Uber was like, "Yeah, never mind."
The Uber just said no. It was like it's 1 minute away, and then all of a sudden it was no longer 1 minute away.
Yeah.
So we get in the car, we're driving. As soon as we get in the car, my son Caleb, who really likes to talk crap to Ben Fletcher, he gives us a call. We answer the phone. I'm like, "What's up, man?" And then
I just picture when Caleb calls you, so he's like, "Dad, where's the remote?"
It's
You're
a
just
lot like that.
I'm pretty
Caleb,
sure it was-
you're 24
Yeah.
years old now.
Yeah,
Find
pretty
your own damn
I'm
remote.
pretty sure it was dead. You bringing home food?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
You know what? I get random phone calls of like, "Hey, you see my baseball glove?" Like, for what? Just looking for it. I don't-
But as soon
No,
as I
no.
saw that name pop
Yeah.
up on the screen, I knew what I had to do.
Yeah, you did. You well, you F-bombed him, I think.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
As soon as he like,
It,
hey mom, hey dad, when are you guys coming home? F you, Caleb.
yeah, that's exactly right.
What
And
did
then
he say?
he was like, "What? Oh, what?" And like he didn't really have a rebuttal. And then
Nah, he's soft.
And then Fletch throws out the like, "Oh, you're probably spending $5,000 on baseball cards or something to that effect," and he just goes,
Yeah, he talks a big game when he's not right in front of my face.
Yeah.
It's usually opposite of that.
It's amazing how much I like that guy. I've only met him in person one time.
On St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a rough day as well.
Dude, yeah. But he is, first of all, I like the fact that he met all of us and he's got us pretty much squared off. He's just like, yeah, Rich, I like that guy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Ben, I'm gonna school him on the basketball court.
He's a total doucher.
Dad,
wanna
where's my
arm wrestle.
baseball glove?
I want to arm wrestle Caleb.
You made me arm wrestle
You're
like
so strong.
on week 1.
It doesn't
of the
make sense how
show.
strong you are.
That was true. Like week 1, we have a new co-host. So Travis joins the show and he like Ben immediately was like, you know what we need to do? I need to arm wrestle you. I was like, you do? And he
It
goes,
was odd. I was just like, I mean, I guess that's what they do over here on sports adjacent shows.
so they laid on their bellies in the middle of the room. I don't even know if we have video evidence
Oh,
of
we
this.
do.
Oh, we do? Did we film this?
Yeah, it's posted.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And you two arm wrestled to start our show. That was week 1.
He's so strong.
He is. He's like,
He's got dad strength.
it's unbelievable. It's a guy who could pull like a fence post out of the ground. It's like, why? How did you do that? Why did you do that? Wasn't straight.
Yeah.
Fence post wasn't straight. Had to fix it.
Also
Does
in
feel like
studio
me,
this
actually.
hour, we have Aaron Cooney from the San Diego Gulls coming over.
we
He's
go.
got a 4-pack of tickets for their season opener tonight at Pechanga Arena.
I
Hey,
might be
Aaron.
there.
Dude, the
Wait.
Gulls is a fun time.
Yeah, I might be there. If I survive this show, I may be at the Golds tonight
Good
for puck drop
luck.
because I was at Ontario. They're taking on. It's always exciting to go to Pechanga. It's always exciting when a new season over at Pechanga Arena starts. It's minor league hockey, right? It's the AHL. It's not the NHL, but it is. I mean, when it comes to sports and their minor leagues, college football for me is the number one, right? That's basically the minor leagues of the NFL. But the AHL is a close second. Like it's pretty hard to replicate that level of play in a situation or a setting like that. The Gulls are also a standout performer in that league. So excited to have him on. Also excited to give away, if I can put the words together, a pair of tickets to the San Diego State Aztecs hosting the Nevada Wolfpack. They're winless on the year, but look past the 0-6 record because they're a much better football team than that. We also have a 4-pack of tickets to give away to SeaWorld San Diego. If you want to go and get scared a little bit, they have Howl Scream going on at SeaWorld San Diego. So excited to give away that 4-pack as well. Okay, coming up next, Major League postseason continues in baseball. We have an update on the ALCS on the other side. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
The ALCS is in full swing. See what I did there? Yeah, you're welcome. We'll bring you up to speed coming up next.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Starting off with the NFL Thursday Night Football last night, Jags took down the Saints. Final score 31-24. Saints had a shot to tie the game at the end there, but tight end Foster Moreau would drop a wide open touchdown pass from Derek Carr on 3rd and goal with less than 30 seconds on the clock. 4th and goal was a little fade route to the left side. Nothing would come of it. In the MLB postseason, Astros tie up their series with the Rangers 2 games apiece. Astros win big last night 10-3. D-backs avoid the 3-0 series hole. They win yesterday against the Phillies 2-1. College football, Aztecs take on Nevada tomorrow night at Snapdragon Stadium at 6 o'clock. Listen to San Diego Sports 760. Our coverage gets going at 4 with pregame kickoff with Ted Leitner and Rich Ormberger at 6. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. AutoZone.
Big Rashidi and Flat, San Diego Sports 760, rolling through a bar cart Friday. Yeah, man, we got a packed show, a packed show coming up next segment. We may have some goals hockey tickets we're going to be giving away. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. We're doing an early bar cart Friday. That's going to start at 7 o'clock today with Bhakta Spirits. Raj Bhakta will be in, and then in the 8 o'clock hour, comedian
Natasha Leggero.
I was like, I don't know. Wait, where did I put this?
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
First of
there
all,
it is.
if you're unfamiliar with her work, she is, in my opinion, one of the most cutting and brilliant comedians around. She's hysterical. She does sketch comedy. She's a great stand-up. She's just fantastic. Can't wait to meet her. We, not just me, all of us are comedy fans. We try to catch as many of these touring comedians when they come to San Diego. Recently saw Michael Rappaport when he played American Comedy Company. So going to be a great visit with Natasha later on. Really looking forward to chatting with Aaron Rooney, though, voice of the goals here in just a little bit, and we're going to have tickets available for everybody who wants to go out and see Puck Drop tonight for the San Diego Gulls as they begin their season. Okay, so when I think about Major League Baseball's postseason, the playoffs, I think about two things. One, packed ballparks, no question about it, filled to the rafters, people waiting outside, dying to get in. And I also think about really even competition, even though that's not always the case. Like that, we've seen series sweeps. It's nothing new. You know, we've seen teams get dominated. That's nothing new. But what's happening in Arizona, we need to have this discussion. We had it a little bit last night. They haven't evened the series. That happened on the ALCS. But they get a game over the Phillies at home, hosting Philadelphia at Chase Field in front of a crowd of Philadelphia fans.
Right. That paid pennies for tickets.
The Diamondbacks can't fill their ballpark, A, and B, Philadelphia Phillies fans, if they wanted to go to that game, they had to pay like $9.
Man, what's incredible is, during our show, we were looking up tickets and they were 14. So by game time, they had come down. I mean, it's incredible.
An hour before first pitch.
Wow.
I went and I scrolled through. In fact, I posted a video on Twitter. This will tell you how low buzz this series is, because I didn't even get anybody fighting me on this. How low buzz this series. I put a video scrolling through showing the prices for tickets an hour before first pitch in Arizona. Tickets were available for $24 a ticket.
Ooh.
Okay. But an hour before first pitch for a contingent game 6, which this series may not get to, for a contingent game 6 in Philadelphia on Monday, tickets are already the lowest ticket price you could get on the secondary market is $340. For a game that may not happen, for a game that if the money is spent, it may need to be refunded to the person who purchased the tickets. This is supply and demand. It's very easy economics. When you look at how much something is worth, it's because everybody wants it or everybody doesn't want it. And that's where the value is. It's subjective. It's not fair. You know, diamonds are more expensive than other stones. But when you think about that word, a stone is a rock. Like, why did we designate a diamond as being more valuable? Well, because it's scarce, and that may have something to do with De Beers holding a supply of the world's diamonds, but also because it's desired. Yeah. When you have a product that nobody desires, then you have a loser. I mean, it doesn't matter if the Diamondbacks are good. It doesn't matter if the Diamondbacks are good. I mean, they have something that nobody wants.
And TD, what did you say the viewership in Philadelphia?
Yeah, so Philadelphia, that game pulled a 41 share.
Oh my gosh.
That 41 share means that 41% of every single television that was on was watching that game. I mean, the numbers are insane in Philadelphia. Out in Arizona, no one cares.
No.
And that's not good. That's not good. In fact, we had someone from iHeart that was sending us emails yesterday saying, yeah, I mean, it is that way. No one really cares out here in Arizona. But the only team that we care about are the Suns.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
You know what Arizona cares about? Kyler Murray practiced yesterday.
Well, not even. I mean, they're not particularly supportive of the football team either. Look, this is a warning from people who know how this goes. You can lose your teams. It's not incumbent on the owner to just stick around because what they've always been there. Arizona Diamondbacks have been there for 24 years. Well, guess what? The Chargers were here for 59 and they left.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I promise you it doesn't matter. And there were good fans in this town who showed up and supported a winner when the Chargers were good.
And the Diamondbacks have brought home a World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like it's been just a losing franchise.
No.
So it boggles my mind.
Big Rich, I'll tell you what.
What?
How old are you?
37.
So for 36 years
Wow.
of your life,
Yeah.
you've been unable to lose something.
Yeah.
In the 37th year, you've been losing a
Wait a
lot.
second. I mean, there was a portion of my life where I was like a
Nope.
toddler.
Nope.
And
You
an
were a
infant.
big,
No, you were a
you're
fat
giant
boy.
fat baby.
You were a
Yeah.
fat baby, a fat toddler, a
We-
fat teenager.
Last night at K&B Bistro, Cake and Bottle 10 locations all throughout San Diego County, we did pass around pictures of us as younger human beings.
Yeah.
And you guys made a lot of fun of me.
Well,
You had frosted tips.
Well,
you went
that
through
was cool,
you
man.
went through an M&M phase.
It's actually Nick
The
Hexum
moment
311.
you own it.
Yeah, Eminem was after me. My hair was no longer frosted.
But we showed pictures of me from my playing days where my neck like outwidth my ears. Like, I mean, just ridiculously fat. And then post-career, that's where it got concerning. Look, I was paid to be 310 pounds during my playing days in the NFL. It was when I retired and I continue to be 300 plus pounds. That's when it got concerning. But not anymore. I'm down to 267, holding steady at that weight for now. I'm looking to drop a couple more lbs here, and it's all thanks to stfatloss.com. You could call them at 858-665-3211 or go to stfatloss.com to find out how we did it. This is very simple. If you're struggling with your weight, if you haven't been able to find a way to get the tricky pounds off that have been left over from a pregnancy or been left over from a vacation that you went on, or just honestly for years and years of maybe not eating the right things or making good and healthy choices.
How about holidays from a year ago?
Dude, yeah. Like, I mean, when they talk about like 15, 20 pounds, mine was like 50. Mine's
Dude,
like
the COVID
50
50
pounds.
was real.
Yeah.
The COVID 50 was real.
I like that we're just being honest about it now, because I think I said, oh, yeah, I gained like 25. And then really I'm like, oh, 45. It's like 45, 50 pounds, maybe. It's like 50 pounds.
I gained a lot of weight during
I
COVID.
gained so much weight.
The pandemic really, specifically this show, really hit us hard.
DoorDash got me, man.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
We took advantage of things like, for example, people not seeing each other for like a year. We're like, well, if we're not going to see anybody, may as well get as fat as humanly possible. The worst possible advice, by the way, when there's a global pandemic is get as heavy set as you possibly can. But that's how we handled it. Anyways,
We're prepared for next time.
SC Fat Loss has really helped us out because we were spiraling. We didn't know how to really do this. We actually tried on our own to lose some weight this summer. That did not work. So stfatloss.com. There's no injections, no exercise. I haven't added any exercise. I've lost 34 pounds. No hormones, no drugs. It's been fantastic. So if you too want to lose weight, call 858-665-3211 or head to stfatloss.com and we'll get you back on track. And when you call over there or when you talk to Wayne and Chloe, our weight loss team, just tell them that Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you. Okay, coming up next, we have Aaron Cooney from the Gulls, the voice of the Gulls, talking about puck drop tonight for the first game of the San Diego Gulls season. And we have Gulls tickets for you on the other side. That's next. All right, coming up next, Aaron Cooney, the San Diego Gulls voice of the Gulls, is going to join us, and we have tickets to see San Diego Gulls on the other side. That's next.
Champ here. When I'm in San Diego, I'm always hanging out at San Diego Sports 760. With who? Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Whammy!
We needed that so bad. We
That was
needed
also
that
a
so
bar
bad.
card Friday, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's
Come
right.
on.
David Keckner came in.
That was the day I peaked.
That was the best day of Fletch's life, and
That
it's
was
all
the-
been downhill
Yeah.
since then.
It's been 28 weeks since then.
I think we are either 35 is coming up soon for Bar Car
I
Friday.
think this is 31.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Well, it's 31 with Cake and Bottle.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
believe,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got going a little bit. So yeah, Bar Car Friday, the history in brief is just basically we started making mixed drinks for each other on Friday
Huge in
mornings.
Chicago.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it spiraled into what it is today. We're going to be welcoming in Bhakta Spirits. Raj Peter Bhakta, the master distiller at Bhakta Spirits, is going to join us. We had a steak and bourbon night last night at KMB Bistro. It was absolutely phenomenal. We are all struggling
Chef
this
Tim,
morning.
dude. Chef
as a
Tim's
result-
the man.
Yeah, Chef Tim, he did a great job last night with the tasting menu, and the drinks were incredible. But joining us right now in studio, Aaron Cooney, who is the voice of the Gulls, the San Diego Gulls home opener tonight against Ontario.
Against Ontario,
Okay, oh, yeah. We got breaking news in as well.
We told
Breaking
Aaron,
news. Tell us what it is, Aaron.
we told Aaron when he walked through the door, like, we're in rough shape this morning. That bourbon and tasting night last night was ridiculous.
I gotta
but-
get an invite to one of those next time.
Well,
That
dude,
was a
honestly-
great time, guys.
Yeah, no, honestly,
what's
you got to
happening?
come with. Are you a bourbon guy?
Usually Irish whiskey, but I'm not gonna complain about
Wait,
it.
what kind of
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah. I could get.
Wow.
You know what? I like a Redbreast. It's
That's-
it's
Dude, red breast guy too.
yeah,
love
yeah. They got a 12-year
Just
and
a breast guy.
and a 15-year. That's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I'm an Irish whiskey fan myself. The Gulls. What kind of season are we looking forward to?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a fun year. Already off to a 2-0 start. The Gulls haven't started 2-0 since the inaugural season in 2015. So they win 2 games in a row already. Off to a great start, and then coming home for the home opener. So you could pick up 2 wins on the road, come back for the home opener tonight. Ontario Reign, lots going on, as I'm sure we'll get to, and I brought in some giveaways from you guys that fans are going to receive as well. Rally towels, the light up wristbands, and then those other ones are hockey stick cooler bags.
Wait,
it
what?
fits about a 6-pack.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Look at
Are
this.
you
Take that-
kidding me?
What?
So they're pretty
This
sweet
is
when you get out of the bag here, open it up,
Oh
you can
my
fill up
God.
a couple cans.
Hang on. Hang on.
I
Wait a
wonder
minute.
if it'll fit in maybe like a golf bag or something too. It's like perfect to take
Oh,
along
yeah.
with
You know
you.
what
Yeah,
we'll
it's
do?
a- it's a-
I
you-
don't
you know what?
really
It's a-
use my clubs.
Aaron,
Yeah.
you were wondering that if it would fit into a golf bag.
You know what?
That's the coolest. Dude, this is
Those-
actually awesome.
All thanks to our friends at California Coast Credit Union, and fans are gonna have a great time. Always at the home opener, always put on a show between laser show, pyrotechnics, really do it up for the home opener. And on top of that, team's looking solid. As I mentioned, 2-0 right now. It's a fun group of hockey to kind of go and watch from this youth. There's going to be they're fast, they're hard on pucks. You're going to see them flying up and down the ice, and right now already like in the tops there and scoring with 10 goals in the first 2 games.
I played lacrosse growing up, so I appreciate you pointing that out. Like hard after pucks, like ground balls in lacrosse are one of the best ways to legitimately see or test if you have a group that cares, if there's effort, is how hard they chase a ground ball in lacrosse. In hockey, it's no different. Loose puck. Who's going to win? Who's going to get there first? I mean, and the effort that you see on those moments, like that's how you really can evaluate. So you're saying this is a scrappy bunch. These guys show great effort, and we're in for a fun season. Again, AHL. I've said this earlier. In terms of minor leagues, college football is a minor league for the NFL. I mean, I played college football, so it's my first love. But in terms of minor leagues, hockey has the best. It's unbelievable how fun those games are, especially here in San Diego. I don't know if it's because the climate's so warm. It seems odd to be in an ice rink, like, you know, in an arena where there's an ice rink when you're at a hockey game, but it's a phenomenal experience. And if anybody has never experienced it, they need to get out to the arena and check out the goals tonight.
Absolutely. And that's the one thing I tell people. They're like, well, I don't know hockey. And it's like, well, you're doing it wrong by watching it on TV.
Yep.
You need to get inside the building, watch it live. And for me, there isn't a better experience than what you get at Pechanga Arena in that with that fan base, with that group, and especially on a Friday night with $5 beers, our $5 Blue Line Blonde Ales. Thanks to our friends at Mason Ale Works. Those are
Go on.
Keep it going.
Blue Line Blonde Ales?
Blue Line Blonde
That's
Ales.
phenomenal.
Yeah, we're gonna need to pause here and reset. $5 beers tonight.
That's tonight. Every Friday at Gulls games, $5 beers, and those are the Blue Line Blonde Ales for the Gulls at the Gulls home opener. Friday.
And this terrible towel here.
You get your towel, you get your home opener rally towel.
Yeah.
The cooler bags, wristbands. That's all tonight.
The rally towel
I love
is
that
a jersey.
you called it the terrible towel. Are you a Steelers fan? Because you
Oh,
grew up
dude.
in the Pittsburgh area.
I'm going Sunday.
What? Oh,
Are you really?
Actually?
Yeah.
No kidding.
I got black and gold Zubas. Like I got the whole Yinzer outfit ready to go. But that's a couple days away. But yeah, I will. Yeah, that's
you know
why
what?
it's not quite the terrible towel. That's why you almost caught me. Like I was like,
Okay. So look. I'm sorry.
How dare
Rally
you?
towel.
You know
How dare you say that?
Yeah, I understand the rally towel. I just always feel like, I mean, the towel where it started to me was Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they've
I
done
mean,
it.
maybe not.
I can't tell you during my playing career, one of the more intimidating fan bases. Everybody talks about Seattle and how loud it gets there. Everybody talks about Philly and how aggressive those fans were. When you're on the road in Pittsburgh, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
When those towels come out on a third down or you're
Well,
close to the goal line, it is nuts.
Steelers Rams this weekend. It's in LA, meaning Steelers are gonna have a takeover of Los
Oh
Angeles.
yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean,
It'll happen.
I'm ready to go.
I'll be there. I'll be there. And you know what? You guys, you want to get down to Pechanga Arena. And really, Pechanga Arena, small enough, there's not a bad seat in the house.
No.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, you're
Not at
feeling
all.
every hit, every blast
sit
against
on
that
the-
glass.
Sit on the glass if you can.
And that's where
My
I was
God.
headed, Fletch.
It's so
If-
fun.
Yeah, if you can get down to the glass, there is truly nothing like it in sports. So go check it out. Goals home opener. Aaron Cooney joining us here. Thanks for joining us, man.
Guys, thanks for having me in.
Do we have a 4-pack of tickets?
We do.
Let's do it.
let's do it right now.
Aaron,
Yeah.
what's the number?
Yeah, what's our phone number, Aaron?
No,
He's like, what are you talking about?
Which caller number? So, like, is it the 5th caller? Is it the 7th? Which number caller do you
Right.
think should get the tickets here?
Do lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Boom.
There you go.
844-570-1360. That's the phone number. You'll win yourself a 4-pack to the Gulls home opener.
I love how Ben's like, tell him what number to call, Aaron.
That's right. Aaron's like,
Come on,
I
Aaron.
have no idea.
All right. We
I can't have my own number. Is that what this is? Like,
Yeah, give it.
By the
give
way,
out yourself
he's
a number.
lonely. He's looking for a
Yeah.
date.
I would like your number, but you can listen to the goals on the free iHeartRadio app as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you again, Aaron.
Thanks
This
for
was a
having me,
lot
guys.
of fun. And
Yeah.
thank you for the gifts. This is amazing. I'm going to try to get down to Pechanga Arena and take the boys tonight. 7 o'clock puck drop against Ontario, the home opener for the San Diego Gulls. And we'll be right back with Bar Carb Friday right here on San Diego Sports 760.
It's hour 2 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update is presented by Jim Bedrell Real Estate Team. Starting off in the NFL, Thursday Night Football, Jags took down the Saints. Final score 31-24. Saints had a shot to tie it late, but tight end Foster Moreau would drop a wide-open touchdown pass from Derek Carr on 3rd and goal with less than 30 seconds on the clock. 4th and goal didn't go any better. In MLB postseason, Astros tied up their series with the Rangers 2 games apiece as the Astros win big last night 10-3. D-backs avoid the 3-0 series hole. They win against the Phillies 2-1. And in college football, Aztecs taking on Nevada tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Listen to San Diego Sports 760 at 4 for pregame coverage. Kickoff with Ted Leitner and Rich Ornberger is at 6. And TD, Travis Dale, where's the best place to watch the Aztecs game if you're not going to the game?
Keg and bottle.
That's the place.
Keg and bottle. I mean, why would you go anywhere else than
I don't
K&B Bistro?
That's where we were last night watching football.
I got nervous for a second because I was like, wait, is there something I'm supposed to read?
No, you're doing perfect.
Okay, good.
Honestly, I
but
thought the
TD
show had already started.
TD Rich, would
didn't
you
realize
like to
we were
know
in
what your home
update.
would sell for today? You could get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Thank God it's Friday!
It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Once it hits your lips, so good!
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle.
10 locations around San Diego. Keg and Bottle is who is responsible for Bar Cart Friday and has been now for 31 visits. Is that accurate? Fletch is shaking
sounds
his
right.
head. Yeah, 31 times we've done this.
I was gonna send the tweet out, Fletch, but I'm not logged in anymore since a new phone. Yeah, cool.
Well, anyways, if anybody's confused why you're hearing the sounder and why we're doing this at the 7 o'clock hour, Raj Peter Bhakta, who is the purveyor founder of Bhakta Spirits, is joining us in studio today at 7 a.m. Normally we get underway at 8. So if you're just starting your morning, we're going to tell you where to start your weekend. And it's with Bhakta Spirits. We all partook in a bourbon, or I should say a whiskey and steak tasting night last night over at K&B Bistro. Tony Kanja getting set up in here. Tom, Raj's right-hand man getting set up in here. This is quite an array of bottles, first and foremost. Before we get to anything that's going on in studio, thank you for last night, Raj. That was incredible.
Well, no, great for the fun. That was a lot of great spirits and a great time, and so delighted to be here.
Yeah.
Travis was so drunk last night.
What? Yeah.
Show
He really. I
wasted.
mean, should we talk about what he did?
Yeah, we should. You know, honestly,
I mean,
we've
you have to
talked
be
him-
careful
okay,
these days.
yeah.
We've
Listen.
said to him he should keep his pants on in public.
This is not entirely accurate because of the bunch, Fletch was the one who had the most fun, I would say.
Well,
There were
Raj,
a lot
we-
of things that were said that were kind of like micro triggers.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to talk to my therapist when I get back.
So
Raj-
here's what did me in. Like, so we had the Bhakta, which is amazing. That's your newest venture. But afterwards, I was talking to Jay Kennedy, bartender at K&B Bistro, one of our favorite guys in the entire world. And I asked him to pour me up some of your former greatness, which is Whistle Pig. And so I was drinking Whistle Pig straight afterwards. And that was where the problem started. But Raj, we got to be honest, man. You are royalty for this show because the three of us are
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
fans of Whistle Pig. And now we are brand new, huge fans of Bhakta.
Oh, you're making
Yeah.
me blush.
What? Oh, come on. Come on.
You earned it. You deserve it.
You're making me blush.
Go ahead, Travis.
No. Before we get into the backstory here,
Yeah.
as we were tasting these and doing this last night, the thing that I never thought about as we've done tastings the entire time here on Bar Card Friday is the history of the product. I mean, this is history in a glass.
Yeah.
And you, man, are like a historian. You know so much information. It's absolutely mind-blowing the stories that you took us through as we were tasting these. So I look forward to a little bit more of that this morning.
Yeah, terrific. Well, look, I mean, I created Whistle Pig Whiskey. That's a multi-billion-dollar company now. Sold that, made some money, and began buying up the oldest and rarest spirits from all around the world. So when you put it into numbers of the oldest stocks in the world, 100-year plus, think about that for a second. 100 years and older spirits, we've got more than 80%. On a 50-year plus, nearly half. So what that gives us the ability to do is release carefully and slowly the most ancient trove of spirits ever collected in the history of mankind.
You are like the De Beers of whiskey.
I think they call me the Indiana Jones
Yeah,
of
we like to
spirits.
call it
That's
the Indiana
Wow.
Jones.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. I feel like you have.
I don't want to be like a blood mine diner.
No,
you know what I
no,
mean?
no,
Like
no.
sending poor people into the
Oh my
the
God.
bellies of the earth to pull out jewels for rich girls.
I mean, honestly, that's the way it's done. Like I mean, you take the deep dive on how diamonds are on Earth. It's a tragedy that
Yeah.
we still care about them the way we do. But
I watched the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
yeah, Blood Diamond. I mean, it's true.
It's a great movie.
I mean, watch that if you want the backstory. There's a lot of truth to it. But with whiskey,
I mean, it's such a fun watch.
yeah. If you want to bum yourself out before the weekend, if you're thinking about pre-gaming, buy a bottle of vodka. No,
Wait, I just thinking while we're talking about this
Yeah.
bumming ourselves,
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
we watch shows now,
yeah,
and they're all like it's become European. It's like so depressing, the stuff that they put on TV. It's like you want to like die after you watch any of these shows. They're dark and the human tragedy. What happens like for that with the happy days? You know what I mean? Like I like the happy stuff. Life is tough. I don't need to have a day of shit and then come home and then be like, okay, let's cap it off with a little wrist slitting.
I mean, I'm 100% with you. I'm 100% with you. Rob.
Jesus.
Like I'm with you. So I used to be the type of person who I want to see like gritty documentaries when I go home. I want to like see like the world as it is, not as it's portrayed to us. And I realized once I started making kids, once I
Yeah.
started raising a family, I realized like, no, I want to escape that.
That's right.
I want to watch
Yeah.
Full House reruns.
You want
before
something
bed.
uplifting,
Yes.
something that makes you feel good, something that captivates the human spirit in a positive way.
100%.
All you need to do
Applause,
is drive
everybody.
down the highway. You want to feel like shit. Just excuse me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say
No,
that.
it's fine.
All you need to do is just drive down the highway one day and watch how people act. You want to feel bad, you can do that all day long. Come back and let's be lifted up by what we
Dude,
watch and what we hear.
100%.
So, hang on, real quick.
Okay.
Raj, we have run out of delay, so stop cussing. We love you.
But hang on. I mean, that's the way we talk, Fletch.
No, I know. I'm just saying,
Sometimes we let them fly.
I don't want to get fined.
Oh,
so
that's a good point. Okay, all right. The FCC's
They get
listening as
very
well.
I love
angry,
getting people fined and in trouble.
we'll do it. But to
Yeah.
your point, like even comedies now, like Ted Lasso, which is billed as a comedy, that show's made me cry more than any show I've
Oh,
ever watched.
It's a good point.
It's a feel
Yeah.
good.
Wait,
It's a feel good.
Ted Lasso good, right? I mean,
Oh,
Ted
yeah,
Lasso's
it's a good show. It's a
Yeah,
great
I've
show.
watched a
And-
couple of the episodes. Seems nice.
And you know what? And it's uplifting in its own way. But yeah, I mean, sometimes like you just want to see somebody slip on a damn banana peel. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or you want to
Yeah,
see.
you want to see Joey say Joey doesn't share food.
Yeah. We want to see Fonzarelli elbow a jukebox, and all of a sudden everybody's good with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right.
yeah, man. You are doing that work though, because I can tell you right now, we shared a lot of laughs over some drinks last night at KMB Bistro. Bacta Spirits is a winner, dude.
Well, thank you. Thank you. If I may, people are talking a lot about life. I don't know about your listeners, but they're like, work-life balance. And I think that we need to reduce the alcohol consumption and everything like that. That's a lot of baloney. Is baloney okay?
Yeah.
Because, if you look at great nations and great times, they're all drinking.
Yes.
It's only backward civilizations that don't drink.
Thank you.
And all upward trajectory, the entire like movement. If you look at the building of empires, if you look at the roaring 20s, if you look
Yes.
at the go-go 80s, all of these times were fueled with all sorts of alcohol. And let me tell you something about alcohol. It is the proven effective and safe drug of choice for all mankind's history. Now, for a certain percentage of the population, it may be good to like cut it back a little bit or maybe even altogether.
Yeah.
But for the vast majority of mankind, it brings people together. It chills people out. It's a great social lubricant. And with things like Bacta, mind you, with things like Bacta, you can actually taste, and there happen to be guys like me in the world, thank God in this way, that are able to bring forth the greatest trove of spirits at great and affordable prices, which you can get at Keg and Bottle, right, Tony?
That's right.
The at great and
10
affordable
locations.
prices, bottles like 1928, which allow you to ask the question when you pick it up, have you ever tasted something 100 years old at a price point for less than $100? You pour that, you talk about
Wow.
the histories of time, you talk about the roaring 20s in a bottle.
Yeah.
You talk about the 1941 vintage in there as the Nazis had descended on France and were searching for all of the barrels. You have 1962, the era of Kennedy and the space race and optimism. So all of that is in a bottle because, just as we were talking about before, if you want to cry in your beer and feel bad and woe is me, drink somebody else's stuff, right?
Yeah.
That you want to feel good thoughts, you want to dream great dreams, you drink Bacta. It's very limited in availability. 1928 is here. It's available at Keg and Bottle and just a couple of other stores, but we're dropping a couple of cases off. But this is history and optimism and greatness in a bottle that not only encapsulates that, but has a taste profile that'll blow your socks off.
Now the first bourbon we're gonna try, or excuse me, the first whiskey we're gonna try is what, the 1928.
This is like the hair of the dog for you guys,
Oh my
right?
God!
Oh, we
Yeah,
need it.
absolutely. We
Yeah.
absolutely need it. We're gonna take a quick halftime here and then give
While
you
they
a sports update. Oh, I can't wait.
Well,
to
I
sip
know.
on this. This is here,
So
it's
before
got
we
a
get to
hell
the
of a
first
nose.
tasting, wanted to mention Paris on our YouTube chat. He's having to take his wife in for a biopsy today. He says cancer sucks. We couldn't agree more, Paris. Get yourself a bottle of Bacta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it home tonight. That'll melt all your worries away.
Exactly.
Hope you and your wife are doing okay, bud, and enjoy that white monster and cigar this morning.
Yeah.
Nice.
No doubt. No doubt.
I'm going to do a quick update and then we're back on with you. All right, it was a 31-24 victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road. Thursday Night Football last night in New Orleans. Trevor Lawrence went off. He had a big night. He went 20 of 29, 200-plus yards, plus the touchdown pass to Christian Kirk, and it was needed down the stretch of that game. The Saints had an opportunity to return fire on the Jags, and Foster Moreau dropped a wide open touchdown pass. He was seen sobbing on the sidelines.
TD, give me your reaction as soon as he dropped it.
No, stop. I feel bad for the guy.
All three of us.
I do feel bad.
All three of us at the same time went,
Yeah. Oh, it was
It
horrible.
was awful. I
horrible.
mean, he had 3 yards of space on every side you looked. It just in and out of his hands. So the Saints drop now to a sub 500 record. 5-2 Jacksonville Jaguars looking good right now. San Diego State take on the Nevada Wolfpack here in San Diego. That's going to be tomorrow night. Kickoff at 6 p.m. Pregame show gets underway at 4 o'clock. I'm going to be on the call with Uncle Teddy, J.R. Tolver, Aztec for Life, and John Schaefer will get you underway on the pregame show.
and Jim Russell.
And Jim Russell. I always forget that he's on the pregame show.
So does everyone else.
Yeah.
So does Big Voice Guy, by the way. He's still not in the intro.
So funny. So Jimmy will be out there too. We're excited. This is an 0-6 football team, the Nevada Wolfpack, but don't look at the record. They're actually pretty darn decent. I've been looking at the film. But let's get away from the sports update for a moment and get back into the Spirits game with our very good friend, our very new friend, Raj Peter Bacta. This 1928 we sampled last night was one of the favorites. They're all, I mean, I say one of the favorites. They were all delicious. Every whiskey we tried. And like you said, it's history in a glass. I really appreciated the storytelling. I really did. I grew up in a household of storytellers. My grandmother, Anime, the reason why I'm in radio is because of her. She would sit us down and tell us stories about her life, and she had this wonderful ability to weave a tale. You have that very same aspect to your speaking voice. I was entranced. The way you were walking us through history and relating it to what we were sipping on was incredible. So 100 years in a glass for under $100. If it isn't a slug line, it should be, because that's exactly what we're sipping on today.
Yeah, so here's the background to it in a nutshell. How did this end up in your hands? Well, years ago, 15 years ago nearly, I found myself running for Congress in my home state of Pennsylvania. I took an elephant across the Rio Grande to make a lot of noise and things like border security, but despite my best efforts and the greatest theatrics ever seen in a congressional race, I didn't win. So I find myself on a farm in Vermont. From that farm in Vermont, I then find myself broke in the 2008 recession and need to figure out how to make the farm work, or I'll lose the plot, as they say. At that time, I saw an opportunity in American whiskey. As a big drinker myself, I was like, why doesn't America have a great high-end spirits line? and began the enterprise called Whistle Pig, which was a big success. And then, as I mentioned, I sold that not too long ago and began to seek the great treasures of the world of spirits, irrespective of location. So America, South America, up in Canada, which should be part of America. The I guess it
It's
is
America's hat.
It's like our annex.
Yeah, that's right. The England, Ireland, Jamaica, all the world, and put together an amazing collections of spirits. And I took everything that I know, mind you, everything that I know about spirits, and all the nuances of all these different types of spirits, and I put them together in this bottle of 1928. Have you ever tasted something 100 years old? No.
Well, not until last night.
And we put these vintages, Bacta, by the way, the marketing people told me you have to call it Bacta because everybody knows how to spell it. So let me help out with that. So this is BHAKTA, old Irish name. BHAKTA.
This come from my last name is pronounced Ornberger. There's an H in that name. Figure out where. Good luck.
Sneaky H's suck.
Ornberger.
Right, exactly.
You got it right.
Before we taste this, something you mentioned last night that I want to make sure our listeners hear is that you're not just buying a bottle of whiskey, you're buying an investment. Because when you talk about Boss Hog 1, you mentioned Whistle Pig, which you founded. Boss Hog 1, what was the original price point, Tony? Was it $150?
$200, yeah.
Yeah, 150.
And what does it sell for today, Raj?
Yeah, it's about 20 grand if you want to get it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Thank you for that reminder.
Well, I have another reminder for you.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy right there in the booth, he drank the bottle in one night.
Yeah.
He's a $20,000 guy. He's a big baller. What the
Well,
hell?
we bought
were
it for
you
$500.
Yeah. And
Brother-in-law, family gets together. We did drink a bottle of Boss Hog 1 in one night.
Turns out it goes down pretty fast.
Well, it turns out that $500 bottle is now worth what, Raj?
Yeah, it's a $20,000 bottle.
$20,000. So when you're buying a bottle of Bacta, just know.
Yeah, buy two.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I'm not kidding. I know it may sound self-serving, but really I don't have enough. To support the entire nation. I wanted to go into great partners like Tony at Kagan Bottle, who really appreciate putting together great collections of spirit, who have access to things that other people don't have based on personal relationships. And that's why I'm here. And, I know we're broadcasting to the entire country, but we're here in Southern California, as you guys know. And, he's one of the only places that have it. So it's not just about putting out great product. It's putting out that product into the right hands at the retailer level and, of course, at the consumer level, because this is a story that's really only for people who have a deep appreciation of spirits, authenticity in what they drink, and history itself in a glass.
how did you become a historian? And you know what? I want to take before I ask
Let's
you.
taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's, it's 1928.
I know.
before-
I've been sitting here sniffing it for like 10 minutes, going hell of a nose. But walk us through what we're going to be tasting here, Raj.
So again, called 1928 because that's the age of the oldest vintage in here. It also has 1941, 1962, 1973. And what we did in this bottle is I took rye whiskey, which is what Whistle Pig is, and which I'm quite expert in, and combined that with some of these French spirits that I had found, namely Calvados, which comes from the north of France, and Armagnac, which comes from the south of France, and combine these two together in one drink, which I then put a ridiculously small or low price point on because I wanted to really steal the show and capture attention. That's what we're having here. Bacta, 1928. Have you ever tasted something 100 years old? Less than $100, available in a few places. And, we start from the roaring 20s and we end in 2018. So it's a blend from 1928 to 2018.
This is incredible.
It is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's
I feel like it tastes better today than yesterday.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's amazing.
I'm like, hey, this is a nice second round here of this.
No,
Holy smokes, man.
I mean, it opens up, it's bright, and it's got some spice, and you get some fruit in the middle, long, creamy finish.
How did you come up with the bottle design? Because I mean, again, I marvel at the bottles every single week, but this one is a thing of beauty. You know what it reminds me of? Like the front end of like a don't know, a 28 Ford or
20s.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, roaring
That
20s.
is a
Yeah.
good, yeah, like the
Yeah,
frill
it's got a
design. It almost looks.
Gatsby, Art
Yeah,
Deco.
the
That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
We
looks.
should have invited our boy Leo. He
Oh.
messed up.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. Well,
Yo.
DiCaprio, he was busy
Yeah.
this morning.
I was like, who's
He's been begging me to represent Bacta. I've been saying, listen, hey,
That's actually-
I'll if you pay me a couple of bucks, maybe,
Yeah.
because it's gonna. But I don't know about asking for money. Biggest star in the world.
That's actually
Sometimes these people don't know their place.
really great point. I mean, you're on with 3 massive, huge, nationwide known celebrities right now.
course.
But
Yeah.
when you talk about Whistlepig and the profile that it had, and now
Lee,
Bacta, the
that's good.
profile it's going to have, like, there's got to be some big names trying to sell your.
I
product.
told you that. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is calling me all the time saying he wants to be part of it. And I said, sorry, we don't have room right now.
Like,
But if you
Raj.
pay me something,
Please,
if you
Raj.
pay me something, we
Yeah.
can make something
we
happen.
can talk.
Yeah.
We got the 19.
Which is a good change in the power dynamic.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
nice. That's
100%.
nice.
You got to know how to play it.
That's well played. I do
Hey.
want to say something about
Yeah.
pricing because
Yeah.
he keeps mentioning under $100, but it's 85 for this particular bottle.
Yeah.
You mentioned the show 75, right?
Sweet.
So all kinds of other brands out there that are much younger, much less sophisticated, much less history are charging hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And Raj will talk a little bit about that when we get into the older spirits, but it's amazing what you can buy here. And he's right, buy 2, maybe 3, drink 1, hold 1, and the
Gift one.
gift one maybe.
Yeah, you know what I feel like this would be great is you grab this today at Kagan Bottle, 1928 Bacta. You set it in the cabinet and wait for the family to come over on Thanksgiving. You crack that thing open during one of these Thanksgiving games,
And you ask
everybody's
them-
sipping on them.
Have you ever tasted something 100 years old?
Right. Yeah. Yes.
And they're like, no, we haven't. I'm like, well,
Well, it's funny.
Today's your lucky day.
your faithful servant family member is going to deliver it to you, baby.
Hey, we're gonna come right back with Raj Peter Bacta and his delicious new line of whiskeys. Again, he's collected the world's oldest whiskeys and he's blended them perfectly. I mean, we got to taste all these last night, and we're going to continue that tasting this morning. He's even brought in different selections than we had last night. Excited to get those going here in just a minute. But I want to talk to everybody about Toyota, your San Diego County Toyota dealers. They're going to get you the car or the truck or the SUV, that you've been dreaming of. I drive a 4Runner, and I have since 2017. It's been the most reliable vehicle I've been in, and our next car is going to be a Toyota as a result. You start the car in your driveway, and regardless of the weather, cold, hot, doesn't matter, rainy, you're getting to where you're going. It's the reliability that I love. Also, they have a great line of electrified vehicles. They have the Beyond Zero lineup at your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Go ahead and get in one of those. I go up to LA all the time. Everybody knows that I have the Fox Sports radio shows as well on the weekends. My mother-in-law owns a Prius. I get to drive that around all the time. It's a blast. And they're not small when you get inside of them. They look small from the outside. I'm 6'3". I'm hovering around 265 pounds now. I hop in the front seat of this thing, and every single time I'm inside of it, I think to myself, like, this is roomy.
6'5" on Tinder.
Check the profile, swipe right. And swipe right on Toyota. Toyota is, again, it's the most reliable vehicle I've owned. San Diego County Toyota dealers help me out get into the 4Runner that I own today. And so if you too are searching for a car and you want a good one and you're searching for your next car, head out to your San Diego County Toyotas. Bacta Spirits in studio with us. Keg and Bato in studio with us. We return on a Bar Car Friday coming up next.
Raj Bhakta with Bhakta Spirits continues next on a Bar Card Friday.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Starting off in the NFL, Thursday Night Football last night, Jags took down the Saints 31-24 final score. Saints had a shot, man. They had a shot to tie the game with about 30 seconds left on the clock. Foster Moreau would drop a wide open touchdown pass from Derek Carr. 4th and goal did not go much better. In the MLB postseason, Astros tie up their series with the Rangers 2 games apiece. Astros win big last night 10-3, and Diamondbacks avoid the 3-0 series hold. They win yesterday afternoon against the Phillies 2-1. And in college football, Aztecs taking on Nevada tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Listen to San Diego Sports 760 beginning at 4 for pregame coverage. Kickoff with Ted Leitner and Rich Orbergers at 6. And the best place to watch the game, as Tony Conja would tell you, is at Keg and Bottle. The Del Cerro location is our favorite. We spent a lot of time there last night. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. It's AutoZone.
Big Rich TD and Fletch, San Diego Sport 760. And our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was amazing. You can check out all the photos, the videos, the behind-the-scenes backstage content now at iHeartRadio.com/festival. And if you want to relive it, you can stream the whole event right now on Hulu. So head over there on the text line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. From the 619, can we get these spirits? Where can we get these spirits? I can't read.
Nice work.
Holy smoke.
Can you get the spirit,
So
brother?
the 619 says,
Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen?
where can we get these spirits?
Yes, so I
not
can answer
joking
that.
you. Okay, I'm okay. So last night we had a few tastings. This morning we've started again. I literally thought that text was, "Let me hear how we get the spirits," and I was like, "Is this gospel?" I was like, "Why does Fletch want me to read this?"
Yes.
So-
It's gospel.
So,
I want you to read this to set up Tony Conja to knock one
There
out
we
of the
go.
ballpark.
Yeah,
This
we'll
was
knock it out of
supposed to
the
be a softball.
Yeah, it's
Softball.
softball. Where do we get these
So-
spirits, Tony?
If you're not, there's a few locations where we have them, and like Raj was saying, so our Rancho Santa Fe store has it, La Jolla has it, the Del Cerro store has it because we were all there yesterday. So those 3 have it in stock. You can go pick it up, or you can just order it at kegandbottle.com and it'll come right to your door.
And see what happens when they mention our show name.
I don't know.
They get $10 off. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was a trick question too.
Yeah, I was like,
Like,
I don't, was it
what
10%?
happened?
I feel like it's more
No,
than 10%.
That's great.
On the website, we already reduced it, so you don't have to. You can't really mention that to a computer, so it's already down.
Mhm.
But in stores, we'll reduce it as
Can
well.
you believe that? So that means you can walk into Keg and Bottle, mention this show, and get $10 off even the low price and amazing value story of 1928. Think about that. That means you can get 100 years of history in a bottle for less at this point than $70 by mentioning this show. It's kind of nuts.
That's incredible. Raj, Peter, Bhakta joining us in studio. We're drinking Bhakta whiskeys, and this one that we have coming up, which one was just poured, Tom? What you got?
The 2013 single vintage bourbon aged in our 1973 vintage Armagnac cask.
Wow.
I also
Okay.
love that Tom's still wearing a suit.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
He's the
He
best
did take
dressed
off
human
the
being.
bow tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best
So
dressed human
my
being I've ever
Friday
seen.
tie.
Yeah.
You're fired, Tom.
He's running
Showing
a
up
little
at 6
loose
o'clock
today.
on a Friday morning without your bow tie.
That's it. That's it.
Still has a vest
Take
on.
a lot, Tom.
Son
It's
of
a
a.
serious lack of commitment to your job, son.
How'd you become such a historian? Because last night you were weaving through the history, not just United States history, but world history, as you were leading us through these samples. It's an impressive recall, and I know some of it's rehearsed, but we even had a side conversation. Like, history is important to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, the if you don't know history and you don't know the past errors of our species, and you don't know why we've made certain rules, the way we've made certain rules to keep society together and nations at peace and in happiness and growing, then you forget the rules. You start having crazy time happening.
Yeah.
People having crazy conversations about crazy things as if they're normal, right? We're all wandering around us bewildered about what the heck is happening in America today with all of these different crazy things that are happening. And I don't even want to get into the specifics of it, but most people know what I'm talking about. That's because we don't know our history. And so with 1928, I can tell you, listen, this is deeply personal. I can't fix everything, right? I'm creating a school up in Vermont. We're giving 5% of proceeds to what I see as the revival of the United States of America.
You literally bought a campus in
Yeah,
Vermont.
right.
Yeah. The revival of the United States of America and Western civilization. And I mean that. And in drinking this 1928, we're transporting ourselves into America's greatest decade, the Roaring 20s, a time of boom and optimism,
Yeah.
when millions of immigrants were coming into our shores and they were becoming America, part of the great melting pot of this country. We believed and shared a common vision, and the country was busting at the seams with boom and growth and dancing and great parties. At the same time, a commitment to a broader vision, the American dream,
Yeah.
progress for us all, an optimistic view of our future instead of this doom and gloom. We're all going to die. The oceans are going to rise. Just die right now. Why don't you? There's no point in it. And listen to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
come on. We got to stop this. And 1928 is an antidote to modern times and transports us into a great and optimistic era, which we all need to carry forward every day in life.
This is the greatest day of my life.
No, I mean,
this is the greatest day of my
So
life.
let's.
You got to be a
Good
motivational
Lord,
speaker.
Yeah, wow.
Which that
What?
was awesome, but let's catch up on some of the texts because Raj, you're making quite the impression on some of our listeners. One of them here, Raj, I would vote for you.
Yeah, right,
Run
right.
for Congress
Yes.
again.
I tried, man.
Yeah.
I got my ass whooped.
It's okay. You're better at.
Took an elephant across the Rio. You want an interesting Google, type Raj Bhakta
Hang on.
elephant Rio Grande. And that's me at the age of 27, invading the United States on an elephant to show how open the border
So to
was. By the
reset-
way, all pro-immigration, but we should have some regulations on how they're coming in.
So to reset a little bit, Bhakta Spirits, which you can purchase at Keg and Bottle, 10 locations throughout San Diego, is from Raj, who's in studio with us right now, talking about everything that's awesome. We really enjoy listening to you, bud. But the main thing, Raj founded Whistle Pig.
Yeah.
So if you want street cred, there's your street cred. And so Bhakta Spirits, his new venture, it almost feels like it's a passion project after getting done with your first thing that made you the money. Is that what this is? Is this just what you truly care about now? Is what you're doing?
Really, look, these spirits are less lenses into the past. to learn the lessons of time, to help us orient ourselves for a mindset. I know that sounds crazy. Take for granted that I've taken the best spirits in the world. Just walk along with me for a second and believe that I have created the greatest assembly of spirits ever known to mankind. But why am I selling them? I got plenty of money. I'm selling them because I'm talking about a mindset that needs to change in our country and in our civilization through using spirits, which brings people together to have great conversations, to have fun, to have open conversations with one another, to talk a little bit about the past, to talk about the lessons of time, to bring us together again, right? And we're using these fantastic spirits to really have this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's what's fascinating about this, and what's fascinating about you is it's a true American story, and it's only like things like this can only happen really in this country.
That's absolutely right. God bless America.
You're a first generation immigrant. Yep. You come to this country, you build a brand, and you're able to sell it for profit, and then chase your dreams and your passions. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to try, to taste it, to hear your story through your perspective and your love for the country. And then as a result, tying that history back into the passion project you started with the spirit. It's really impressive. It's a lot of fun as we wander our way through this tasting this morning again.
It's the American dream, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you are laying it out here. And the fact that you put all the thought and the history in it. I mean, it's just a testament to what you do.
So
it's fantastic.
The 2013 is what we're sipping on now, and this is pronounce the word again. I'm terrible with French pronunciations. What is
Armagnac?
Armagnac,
like Armin?
Yeah,
yak.
Armagnac. So it's in 75-year Armagnac casks. It's the and what was the genesis of this idea?
So let me tell you just very quickly, like, what is Armagnac?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking
Yeah. Let's start there.
So probably nobody knows. So this is this kind of like lost little region in the southwest of France that's been producing spirits for the past 1,500 years.
Jeez.
First recorded spirit in human history going back to 1310, believe it or not. And it's unknown, right? So I unearthed this treasure of Armagnac in France. I'm in the whiskey business, love whiskey, we're drinking a whiskey. But the scales kind of fall from my eyes. The light hits me, so to speak, when I'm in this region and just see these small farms producing in the most romantic way in these beautiful wood-burning stills that are making it from fine wines, and they're distilling their fine wines to create this Armagnac. And then I go to this chateau, and he's got every single year going back to 1868. And that's the great news. The bad news is I happen to show up in France, which is, let's say super small car green, in an Escalade with the music blasting, and then the guy hates me.
Great, good start. First impressions are lasting.
But by the way, to our listeners, as Raj is describing that, as he's painting that picture, Raj, you're staring out into the distance over our heads here because, I mean, you're seeing it, man. You're there.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, this is really like what I'm trying to bring to the American spirits consumer, whiskey consumer, but people who appreciate the finest spirits in the world, is an eye-opening view on the entire world of spirits, not just whiskey, not just vodka, not just brandy, but the whole world, and bringing it together.
Raj, this is the 5th or 6th text we've gotten, but 559 this morning. I will be writing this man's name on my presidential ballot.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, you have 5 votes right now.
Yeah, Raj,
By the way,
Here it comes, baby. Revolution.
revolution.
Raj 2020.
By the way, this man's been known to be with some presidents.
Yeah, that's right. You've hung out with a former president here. Well, in fact, he fired you. You were on The Apprentice, man.
And then he made me a judge at Miss USA.
That's a tough
You
gig.
weren't good at this, but I think you're going to be good at this.
Yeah,
We
Wait,
need
so
you
you
on
got the Donald Trump you fired.
Yeah. Did you get that? You got you're fired. Season 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were a number of different funny conversations with Trump, but the funny one was basically during the show, by the way, again, a different time, but I was a young man in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I had just left Vail, Colorado, which basically has like 7 guys to every 3 girls. So let's just say my love life sucks from the one hand, and then I'm on the biggest show on TV, and then it's like overly great on the other.
Yeah,
Maybe
right,
a
right.
football player might know
Well,
what I'm talking about.
What-
get all right.
Raj is saying that he got laid.
Yeah, he said that. Well, I mean,
there was
yeah, he said it.
there was I had
The wiener works.
Anyway.
Totally. No, listen. No, you're on the biggest show in the world at the time.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Basically, popping out of nowhere and then being
Dude.
like, famous. Like walk down the street, they're like, "Oh, Raj." I thought it was very agreeable. I thought the world has restored itself to sanity. I always knew I was famous since I was about 5, but now some other people know it too, so everything's good.
Well,
Listen.
your name's on a bottle, and that
Yeah.
bottle, all these bottles will be available at Keg and Bottle in 3 locations around San Diego. KegandBottle.com. If you want to purchase any of these, you can. Bach the Spirits, it's a winner. It's absolutely incredible. And Tony Kanja, nice enough to invite us to a bourbon and steak tasting last night, where we got to partake in these spirits, and then we're going to do it again today. So if you're interested, get your hands on a bottle. Travis, take it away.
Yeah, we got to take a quick break here. We will come back with more of Raj, more of Bach the Spirits, more of Bar Card Friday. But I want to talk to you about North County Buick Cadillac GMC. And just so you know, this is not my first go round with GMC. I've been a believer for a long time. In fact, this is the 3rd GMC truck I've owned. The last one, a half-ton Sierra, I sold with over 244,000 miles on it. It was a good truck, a real good truck, and I do miss it. But I knew when it was time to get myself a new truck, it was going to be another GMC. And I picked up a GMC Canyon, an AT4. Absolutely love this thing. Might have to take it off the beaten path a little bit this weekend, get a little mud on the tires. But if you're out there looking for your perfect truck, you've probably noticed, man, no one hardly has any. There's hardly any inventory out here. Well, that's why you need to head over to North County Buick Cadillac GMC. They have the biggest inventory of trucks that I could find anywhere around here in Southern California. Not even joking. They're amazing. No surprise, by the way, North County Buick Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in San Diego, the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. And now through October 31st, if you head over there, speak with Jamie, the GM, speak with anyone in the team. They're fantastic. They're offering exceptional savings right now on GMC models like a 2023 Sierra 1500 SLE, $5,000 off MSRP. Or maybe you're like, you know what? We need a new family car. We need to be able to haul some people around, or maybe we just want to have friends in the car with us. Grab a Yukon, a 2023 Yukon, seating for up to 8 on select models. The Yukon gives premium a whole new meaning. I mean, super powerful. This SUV is the epitome of GMC performance, advanced technology, first-class design. Visit North County Buick Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall, or online at ncbcg.com. North County Buick Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time. More Bar Card Friday coming up next on Big Rich TD and Fletch.
All right, it's a Bar Cart Friday. We continue on with Bacta Spirits in studio, keg and bottle coming up next.
Thank God it's Friday! It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Cart Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle.
It is a pleasure and a joy to have Tony Kanja, owner, operator of Keg and Bottle, in studio, 10 locations around San Diego. We were at one of those locations last night, the Del Cerro location, which has been coined perfectly by John Fink of Kogo News as the Hogwarts of liquor. It's got 25-foot walls, and they are filled from floor to ceiling with beautiful arrays of bottles of spirits, including Bacta. Bacta is a brand new spirit. If you're unaware of it, listen, I'm not going to blame you, but if you don't try it, I will blame you. It is delicious. And Raj Peter Bacta is in studio with us this morning, the founder of Whistle Pig, who has now chased his passion to bring you some of the greatest and most unknown spirits from around the world blended together in perfect harmony in a glass. You mentioned again, and
Armagnac.
Armagnac.
Like
Armagnac.
cognac?
Yeah.
It's
You know
never
cognac?
it's never gonna take. I'm gonna Armagnac.
Armagnac. You got it, baby.
But you guys, you
we've
know
done
what this
so many
reminds me of
tastings.
is when we had Kalinga in studio, and it was Bacanora, and none of us had heard that word before.
Yeah,
And then we tried it. It was a
Bacanora.
tequila mezcal
you said
that
it correctly.
did.
we just had never heard of, and it hadn't made it popular in America.
It's an agave spirit, but it's what is it? What's the region that comes from?
Sonora.
Sonora. So
Mhm.
you can't call it tequila because that's from Jalisco.
So it's Bacanora.
Bacanora. So
But now with Bacta, we're learning about a new kind of whiskey that none of us had ever heard about before.
Armagnac.
And right now,
Armagnac.
you can get it on the cheap at Keg and Bottle because
Wait a
in
minute.
5 years from now, it's going to be worth $20,000.
No, yeah,
Prediction.
yes.
We make no
Boom.
promises.
Yeah.
So let me
But
tell
it's
you about
happened
the,
before.
So let me tell you about the bourbon you just had. Only 1,500 cases were produced.
no way.
There's only 90 cases left.
Oh,
So
man.
it's super limited. And the bourbon that he just created that we're about to taste, nobody has it's his first
Whiskey
return
release.
to whiskey since Whistle Pig. So this is his own bourbon that he's done. So
Oh,
like,
okay. All right.
Oh, I'm so
and
excited.
Yeah.
so this could be like the number one that you were talking about.
Boss Hog 1.
Yeah. So this could be that. So you should buy.
Is this what was in
$50.
the wooden little box there?
That's the 50-year-old.
Oh,
So this
that's
is the one we just tasted is a 2013 bourbon release, 10 years old. In the box, that's a bottle of 50-year-old. Get that, 50-year-old, but that's the youngest spirit in it. It's a blend from 1868 is the oldest to 1970, which is the youngest. Hear that?
And I'll drink to
Incredible.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we're passing the
T,
box
how many
over.
cases you got?
I thought you were asking me.
So we have a few cases in stock. We have access to 90 more. So just buy some. And this young man has committed to getting our listeners as many as we'd like. So,
Gosh, that's
which
cool.
it's super allocated.
Within reason. Within
See,
reason.
there he goes. He's pulling
we
back.
need thousands.
Buy them now,
Yeah.
so that I can
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
the show sold 100, bottles. So
Right,
you need-
right.
Unreal.
Oh my gosh.
Unreal.
So do we get to taste this one now?
Yeah. Okay. So
Lot of
this
it up.
now, do we have the 1973? I believe This is a 1973 single vintage produced in but a couple of days in the southwest of France in the fall of 1973 as the Vietnam War ended, as the World Trade Center was just opened and the Sears Tower opened and the Watergate scandal began in Washington under the presidency of Richard Nixon. Was this produced?
Wow.
And you can buy this kind of thing, this
Insane.
vision into history, 50 years into time, with again the great man's of spirits name on the bottle, Bacta, for only about $400.
That's right.
And if you were to buy, I'll ask you, Tony, what would a 50-year-old Macallan bottle cost?
$50,000. Look it up on our site, guys. Type in Macallan 50 on the site.
Jeez.
It's selling for
Okay, so
$50,000.
We're gonna
this
taste
this
that
is
next.
this is buying Bacta, which will eclipse Macallan at the end of the day, and it will eclipse Whistle Pig, and it will be the world's foremost luxury brand that I stand for, that I am here for, that will be done. Imagine what that 50-year-old will be worth in time. Now, I encourage you to drink it. Don't be a hoarder. Hoarding is bad. Okay. Drinking great spirits is good. Hoarding is bad. So drink one, keep one, rock one, and stock one. You know,
I
one to
like it.
rock, one to stock, one to, what do they call it? Pour, and one to store, whatever you prefer.
I love it.
I like rock and stock.
Yeah, yeah,
I really
yeah.
like that.
That
a
should be a
lot.
board game name.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm
All right,
about to put my life savings into Bacta.
yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. Okay, I'm gonna sip here.
Yeah. Yeah. Down the hatch. Don't be shy.
Drink up, boy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Golly.
Extraordinary complexity. By the way, for the listeners, listen, if you're used to whiskey, drink, you can start with the bourbon, but if you're looking for something really unique and interesting for a whole different flavor profile and for your eyes to be opened up to an entire different world of spirits, what you want to get is into the Armagnacs. That's Armagnac. See how complicated we're making this? You're going to go for Bacta Armagnacs, right? Everybody's talking about it. The look at this, and you're really then, by showing up with a bottle of vintage Armagnac, declaring yourself to be among those best informed in the world of spirits on what is truly fantastic
Wow.
and amazing in brands and in spirits.
Dude, you won.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're running for, but you got my vote. This is incredible. You've this, I mean, truly, it was a journey this morning, just like it was last night. Meeting you is a pleasure and a privilege. Raj, Peter Bacta, a true American story.
I wish
can-
we had 6 more hours.
I
Yeah,
do.
seriously,
Honestly, I
seriously.
can hear you talk all day. This can only happen in this country. These are
Amen.
very limited quantities of fine spirits. Get your hands on them immediately. Kegandbottle.com is where you can get all of them. Select stores around the county, 10 locations, Keg and Bottle. Tony Concha will hook you up. And Raj, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on with
Been a
us today.
great pleasure to be here this morning, gentlemen. I really enjoyed your company. You're doing good work here, and God bless America.
God bless America indeed. Okay, more show coming up next.
Hey, if you're like me and you've tried every diet out there, but you're unable to get rid of that weight, then get on over to sdfatloss.com or call 858-665-3211. Get your free consultation today. Find out the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. No exercise required, no counting points, no counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no surgeries, no injections. It's just good old-fashioned weight loss, and they'll coach you through it. Wayne and Chloe have been coaching the 3 of us for the last month and week of how to lose weight, and all of us have lost a tremendous amount of weight. Rich down 35 plus pounds. I'm down 30 plus pounds. Travis Dale down 28 plus pounds. It's the more we do it, the more we lose, and you can do this as well. Get on over to sdfatloss.com. Call the number 858-665-3211. Get a free consultation. Costs you nothing, but it might lose you something, losing the weight. Get on over to sdfatloss.com. Start losing weight like we are.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you.
Hour 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by AutoZone. Started off in the NFL. Thursday Night Football last night. Jags took down the Saints 31-24. Saints had a shot to tie it, but tight end Foster Moreau would drop a wide open touchdown pass as there was 30 seconds on the clock. 4th and goal did not go any better. In MLB postseason, Astros tie up their series with the Rangers 2 games apiece. Astros win big last night 10-3. And the D-backs avoid the 3-0 series hold. They win yesterday against the Phillies 2-1. That series is now 2-1 in favor of the Phillies. And in college football, Aztecs taking on Nevada tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Listen to San Diego Sports 760 beginning at 4 for pregame coverage. Kickoff with Ted Leitner and Rich Ornberger is at 6 o'clock. All of that can be heard right here on San Diego Sports 760 and the free iHeartRadio app. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. It's AutoZone.
Woo! It is a Friday, folks. Happy Friday, Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. And if you're used to joining us in the 8 o'clock hour, I apologize for the change of schedule, right? Because normally we're going to be introducing you to a new spirit, a new brand of beer or beverage, a liquor, a wine. We've canvassed that entire space with Tony Kanja, owner operator of Keg and Bottle. However, we did that in the 7 o'clock hour.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
We had Bach the Spirits on. Raj just had a scram. He had an early flight this morning. He is the owner and master distiller over there at Bacta. But in his stead, John Fink, Kogo News, newsman from our sister station here at iHeart San Diego, is joining us live in studio. So we're going to
He's
have
9 feet tall.
Yes,
Correct.
he is.
Can
Yes.
confirm.
And
Ooh,
a
and I've
vegan.
got an,
Oh, you got a little whiskey to sip
look
on.
at this. Look at this.
oh,
All
my
right.
goodness.
What is this? So this is the brandy, the 2707 Bacta Spirits. Tony Kanja just poured up a little taster for John Fink.
Yes.
Now this bottle here, I don't remember the age range on this one.
Dude,
Somebody call Raj.
he got his cell phone. I'm
I
going to
know.
call him from
Oh
the
my
car.
goodness.
Can we bring him back?
2,000 years old. Yeah.
We're gonna be joining forces with Jared Smith as we do every Friday for some betting analysis. But the reason why we had John Fink join us this morning as well is because a revelation occurred this morning.
Oh, yes.
Dude. So we know each other. I mean, we're friends.
Yeah.
We talk to each other every day. Like, I know your wife's a former volleyball player. We've shared that.
True.
We've broken bread.
He
You
has
know,
2 dogs.
He's got
I
two
do
dogs.
have 2 dogs.
He's a former masseuse. This guy's worked for the Padres. He's got so many stories to tell, and he's learned a lot about my past life too. He's shared a lot with us. We've shared a lot
Wait,
with him.
then what's your revelation? Because my revelation was you've touched Will Meyer's butt.
Hang on a second. That's not even
mean-
that's not even half of the story. We'll get to Will Meyer's butt a different day. This man is responsible for writing what would we call a musical?
Is it a musical, John?
I mean, it is. It's a.
Okay.
It's basically just technically it's just an ad for a musical.
Okay. Yes. It's
I
a
don't-
concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember, there was the story a few years back about Stephanie Motto.
I remember the
Yes,
name. I
yes.
don't remember what she's
She-
famous for.
She, because all the ladies are loving to do OnlyFans, so she wanted to have a different angle, so
Sure.
to speak,
Uh-huh.
on these things.
Uh-huh.
So, she would make about 10 grand an order for farting into a jar
Good.
and
Good,
sending
yes.
it off.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yes,
people.
yeah.
So farts
10
in
yeah.
jars
Yeah. And then she
was her stock and trade.
farts and jars, yes. But then she went to the hospital due to the fact that she was eating so many things
Yes.
to make her fart.
Yes.
that it-
Cruciferous vegetables,
Yeah.
Yes.
cauliflower, broccoli, asparagus. She
Lots
was
of beans.
jarred
There it is.
farts.
They are the musical fruit.
yeah.
They certainly are, and you are the music man.
Oh my
76 trombones and he wrote. So here's the concept piece. We're gonna play it for you right now.
Yes.
John Fink, you are truly a Renaissance man.
When life fences you in and it just can't help but squeak out in jars. Coming to the Pantages Theater, brought to you by Dickie LaRue, it's Stephanie Matto's one-woman musical, Jar of Fartness.
Will I have to choose? It's my body, my choice. I have a special rectum. This is my voice. I've got so much more to give. At 10K a jar, the fiber's killing me, but I gotta fart.
Pause it there, Fletch. John.
I gotta
Okay, that's fine.
The pressure builds. She can't hold back any longer. True love is one cheek sneak away.
You are a genius.
Well, I have to give credit to my partner in that endeavor, Miss Jen Stewart, who is the musical genius. She composed the music and was the singer, and she's got a rich background in television. She's composed music for The Walking Dead, Lucifer, lots of other music. She and I actually were the original co-hosts of my personal show, and she just is amazing.
Dude,
so we kind of collaborated to make that. Yes.
I'm so glad I've met you.
Yeah.
You're one
The
of the
feeling
most
is 100%.
Yeah.
interesting human beings I've ever met.
By the way, you also have a podcast, The
I
Fink
do.
Show.
The Fink Show.
Yeah.
Yes. And Travis has been a guest on my live show more than once. And it's very fun to have him on.
Oh, God, it's fun to be there.
Anytime you need us, we will be at your beck and call. John
Oh.
Fink, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Yeah.
And if you need funding to get that musical off the ground, we will provide.
I
We
think
will-
it could
100%.
happen.
That is
100%.
It will
Yeah.
be-
We have the playbill for it already. You saw the cover for the playbill.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's
I keep hearing that noise.
Yeah.
What is there something weird in the headphone in there?
1,000%.
Oh wait, no, that's me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
John Fink, everybody, Kogo
Yeah.
Newsman.
Nicely done.
This was incredible.
Nicely done.
What a visit.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
This is a life changer.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to. Do we have Jared on the phone? Okay, we're going to catch up with Jared Smith, our Fox Sports betting analyst. He joins us every single Friday around this time. A little bit later this time because we had to move things around with Bacchus Spirits coming in the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Jared, we'll explain. We just had John Fink on the air. He works on our sister station, Kogo News. He wrote a musical around the woman Stephanie Motto, who was jarring her farts for sale. And we played the coming attraction to said musical. Would that be a performance, a theatrical performance you would pay good money to see, any money to see?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've paid to see some interesting performances over the years on the athletic field, so I don't think how this would be any different, right?
No, you're 100% accurate there.
Right? If you're going to go see Rutgers football, then maybe this is kind of on the same level in terms of entertainment value.
Right. Jared, we're looking at all these games here across the NFL, and there's a lot of them where I'm thinking like, you know what? This one seems like the best pick of the week, and then wait, there's this one. Maybe I should put my money on here. Broncos and Packers. Packers favored by 1 here. I mean, this seems too close.
Ooh, yeah. So these are two teams that you really don't want to bet on right now, especially the Broncos. And listen, we've talked about emotion and mentality when it comes to football. When I watch this Broncos team play, it's very obvious to me that the message from Sean Payton is not seeping through. They don't really seem, especially defensively, they don't seem like there's a lot of push and a lot of excitement. But you could be said, the same thing could be said about the Packers right now, who are vastly underachieving expectations. The difference is the Packers are coming off the bye. And while I don't like betting on this Packers team, I think the Broncos are, further down on my list. So I would say I would lean Green Bay in this game.
Hey, Jared, what the hell happened last week? We had the 49ers and the Eagles both lose, and they were both big favorites, obviously, in their games. But how much of a wrench did that throw into A, your plans, and B, Vegas's plans?
It was a good day for Vegas. It killed all the money line parlays that people were betting when the Eagles and the Niners. I think the Eagles one was a lot more surprising to me because of just how physical Philly is and how beleaguered the Jets' offensive line was. I really thought Philly was just going to bludgeon the Jets in that game, but you give the Jets a lot of credit, man. Like they really believe. Like you want to talk about the opposite of the Sean Payton Denver Broncos locker room, I think is where the Jets are right now. The Jets, and I can say this because I'm a Jets fan, I was crushed opening night when Aaron Rodgers went down. And I'm sure the players in the locker room felt the same way. Everything was built. They had hard knocks. Everything was getting built up for this season. And then on the first drive, it got taken away from them. Not only did they win that game, but they're 3-3 in a gauntlet of a schedule. Like that, like when you look at the Jets schedule over the first 6 weeks, the fact that they are 3-3 without Aaron Rodgers, basically teams like the Cowboys and the Chiefs and the Bills and the Eagles, I think the Jets are a very interesting team down the stretch because they believe that they're getting Aaron Rodgers back at the end of the season, and they believe that they can make the playoffs. And who am I to say no after going 3-3 with the start of this season?
Hey, Jared, a quick departure from the NFL. How active are you betting on Major League Baseball's playoffs? Because I know that we have obviously a lot of baseball watchers in this town and listeners who care about the Padres, but also baseball in general. Is there any money to be made betting baseball this time of year, or Is that kind of? I know you like the no runs first innings, the nerfies and the yerfies. Our group text goes nuts with those. But is there actual value to be unearthed in the Major League Baseball playoffs?
I actually do think the yes run first innings have some value, and it's kind of my in the weeds, theory that because of how popular the nerfies are, and it's all we hear. No one bets the other side of that market. The nerfie is the most popular side because the average person thinks, oh, it's only one inning. What are the odds that there's a run that can be scored? And it's actually the highest percentage of runs scored in a baseball game are scored in the first inning. And because of the way that the totals are priced in the playoffs, they're deflated a little bit because you get better pitchers, you get more bullpen usage. And I actually think the yes run first inning has value. I bet the yes run first inning in every single postseason game, most of them at plus money. And through 29 games so far, we're 16 and 13. So that's pretty good.
Wow.
I mean, it's 55%. You're going to win money in the gambling space if you bet 55%, win at 55%, and you're betting mostly plus money bets. So that's how I feel about the baseball playoffs. In terms of who's going to win, I mean, I think the baseball postseason is the hardest to predict because you guys see it in San Diego. I mean, you can make a case that the Padres have better rosters than all these last 4 teams, but they're sitting at home watching. So it's just it's who gets hot at the right time and who's pitching really finds that groove. And it looks like Philly and Houston are the teams based off of last year and what they've done so far in the first 4 games of this LCS. But I'll be honest, it could switch at a moment's notice.
Yeah. It's weird. I was gonna say all that exact same stuff. Yeah. I mean, like you nailed it. You nailed it, Jared.
And you also nailed the fact that like around San Diego, I think you're like way to tie it to the city. When we started this season, we're not playing obviously, but when as a fan,
hey, he has thrown the first pitch at a Padres game before.
Yeah,
and my God, did he throw a ball?
Golly, did I ever?
I'd love to see that.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the leg kick is what was the most impressive part of that whole thing.
He was wearing shorts.
Like Raleigh's fingers out there.
Oh my God!
Well, you could really see all the thighs. That was the most impressive part.
Yeah,
the shorts kind of rode up.
Supple.
Yeah, it was.
They were supple on that day, especially. Jared, though, yeah, like I mean, this season began, and I think with such high expectations, that's the unpredictability of baseball, though. I mean, Billy Beane said it best. You can map out the regular season, but the playoffs is a crapshoot. So, where is the value this week in the NFL? Where should a better turn to make the best wager? What would you say is the game to spotlight on your docket this weekend?
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep riding the Lions, guys. And it's a tough spot for them this week because they're off of a tough road game where their defense played really well. And now they have to go on the road again, and there might be weather in Baltimore. I'm not sure. It's not going to be sunny and 80 like it was in Tampa on Sunday for them, that's for sure. And the Lions do have a bit more of a finesse passing offense that they rely on. Their running game is a little bit banged up with Montgomery, but I think we might get Jahmyr Gibbs back. However, it's really about the other side of the matchup, and I'm interested if Baltimore's offense can figure things out in the red zone. The one thing I've noticed this year, red zone offenses have been really bad at a historically low rate, and Baltimore's one of the bigger culprits. Their defense is arguably the best in the league. They will be tested this week. They're not facing the Titans, who can basically just run the ball 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust with Derrick Henry, and that's it. They will be stretched vertically a little bit by Detroit's defense, or by Detroit's offense, excuse me. And I'm curious if there's a London hangover for the Ravens. The Titans get a bye week. The Ravens don't. They have to go back home and play a tough game. Listen, Detroit is rated ahead of Baltimore in almost every rating service I subscribe to. So the fact that you're getting 3 points for the Lions, which is a key number, feels like a bet that I need to make this week.
Jared, we get a good one on Sunday Night Football this week. Dolphins, Eagles in Philadelphia. It's a 2.5-point spread right now in favor of the Eagles. Are you touching this game at all? I mean, it's going to be an awesome football game, but it might not be an awesome one to bet on.
Yeah, I think both of these teams excel at scoring in the first half. The Dolphins lead the NFL in first half scoring. The Eagles are in the top 10. And I'm interested to see how the Eagles respond from Sunday. Right? The Dolphins have been playing pretty well. They're winning games. They kind of played with their food a little bit against Carolina, went down 14-0, and then just said, okay, screw you guys, we're gonna cover the spread now, and they outscored them 42-7 down the stretch. I don't think it's going to be that easy for them this week, but I'm not so sure that this Eagles team is 100% where they were last year. Like, this feels like a 3/4 of what the Eagles were last year in terms of their physicality, Jalen Hurts' smoothness and polish. I don't want to say he's taken a step back, but there's definitely been a little bit of a hangover. They haven't looked as dominant, whereas the Dolphins, when that offense is humming, is very tough to stop. The Eagles have a bit of a weakness in the secondary. We'll see Bradbury's a little bit banged up still, and Slay also didn't play last week. So I think those are two key injuries to keep an eye on. Eagles secondary against that Dolphins receiving group. And listen, if Miami gets that offense rolling, guys, I don't know if there's a whole lot of teams in the NFL that can stop.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. The only two defenses that have even been able to slow down Miami is the Patriots and the Bills. So we'll see if Miami has what it takes to even come close to doing what they were able to accomplish. And only one loss on the year. I mean, both. This should be a good game. I'm excited for it. Hey, Jared, we do it every week. We appreciate your time, brother. We'll do it again in about 7 days.
All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Good luck this weekend.
There he goes, Jared Smith, lead betting analyst over at Fox Sports Radio. He'll join me alongside Brian Noe tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. right here on the Pacific Coast. Countdown to kickoff. Okay, I got to talk to you guys about my feet. We were on our feet all night last night. We went to a bourbon and steak tasting party over at K&B Bistro. It was an awesome time. But when you're standing around, you don't realize how much it's going to wear down your knees, your back. I mean, I have some hip pain that I was dealing with for a while until I started wearing these arch supports. Were you wearing your arch supports last night?
I'll wear them every single day, man.
Dude, yeah. So that's the deal. You go to the Good Feet store. They slide these arch supports into your shoes.
I can't imagine this morning if I hadn't had arch supports last night. I'm telling you.
I agree with you. It has changed my life. As a former NFL offensive lineman, I left the league with bad knees and a bad back. Not a great pairing if you want to live a healthful, fruitful life. But at the Good Feet store, they really helped cure what ailed me. They got me right. I don't have any fear of, standing for 4 hours at a party or walking a golf course or bringing the kids to a theme park. We're going pumpkin picking later today. I know that I'm going to wake up Saturday morning feeling good because of the Good Feet store arch supports. If you suffer with lower body joint pain, get to a Good Feet store. They got 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas. And goodfeet.com is a convenient place to start your search for a location near you. Okay, coming up next, this is extremely exciting. Natasha Leggero. If you're unfamiliar with her work, she's a stand-up comic and one of my favorites. She is we're going to probably have to ask her to roast us because that's where I first discovered her work. She's incredible. She has this ability to insult you with a smile where you walk away from it, go like, that was funny. Yeah. And then later on it sinks in and also very mean.
How is she so right about me?
She joins us coming up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Oh, man, the fun continues on a Bar Card Friday. Natasha Leggero, comedian. She's joining us next.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Starting off in the NFL, Thursday Night Football last night, Jags took down the Saints 31-24. Saints had a shot to tie the game late, but they miss it because Foster Moreau dropped a wide-open touchdown pass. In the MLB postseason, Astros tie up their series with the Rangers 2 games apiece. Astros win big last night, 10-3. Diamondbacks also win yesterday. They avoid the 3-0 series hold. They win against the Phillies 2-1. That series is now 2-1. And in college football, Aztecs taking on Nevada tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Snapdragon Stadium. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Beginning at 4 for pregame coverage kickoff with Ted Leitner and Rich Ornberger at 6 o'clock. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. AutoZone.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. Man, we are having a good time today, and time is flying by. But also, want to remind you, you have a chance to win $1,000 every single day. All you have to do is listen for the keyword, then enter that keyword at sportssd.com. It's presented by Loan Pronto. Stop paying insane rates on your credit cards. Loan Pronto can help you tap the equity in your home so you can be credit card debt-free in less than a week. LoanPronto.com, LoanPronto.com. Also, you're going to want to keep it locked in here because we're going to have to do it this segment, right, Fletch? And we're going to have to do one next segment. But we've got a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Hallow Scream, new twists, turns, special effects, all those things lurking around every corner with 5 terror-filled houses, 10 scare zones and haunts, and death-defying drops and rides after dark. It's happening now through Halloween night on select nights, SeaWorldSanDiego.com, and also a pair of Aztecs tickets. They're going to be taking on Nevada tomorrow night, Snapdragon Stadium. Tickets and info at GoAztecs.com. Woo! So getting everything checked off the list.
TD, we've had Whiskey Royalty on the show today. The founder of Whistle Pig, Raj Bhakta, who now is doing Bhakta Spirits. And now we have Comedy Royalty in the studio. What privileged a-holes are we?
Yeah, I know. It happens. But, somebody's got to do it. Natasha Leggero, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm happy to be in San Diego. Had a great
Wait,
show last night.
Yeah, American Comedy Company. That's where
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
place
be.
is awesome. And it was such a fun show. And we've got 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. And then I'm going to get back to the degrading job of motherhood.
What? How many kids do you have?
I have 1 child, and it is so hard. I had lice last week.
Wait, oh no! How old's your kid?
She's 5.
Okay.
No, I
all
have
right.
a dog, so is that similar?
No, it is not
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
And do you, unless you push your dog in a baby carriage, are you one of those people?
No, I do take him everywhere.
Yet.
Though.
Wait, hold on. You're not one of those people yet.
We do
Yet.
have his Halloween costume. He's going to be a chicken.
Oh, that is cute.
Come on now. He's gonna be a chicken?
Yeah, like the Crack Shack chicken.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna put him in like a bucket.
Well,
No.
apparently you
Yeah.
can't dress as any sort of movie or TV character this year because of the SAG strike.
Oh wait, is
I
that
thought
really
it was
the
over.
deal? Well, yeah, wait, it's over.
No, the writer's strike is over.
Oh, but the
but
SAG
the
strike's
SAG
still happening?
strike is still happening.
Oh yeah, we're up to
Oh, are you
speed on
part
that.
of this?
Yeah.
Well, I am in SAG, yes, so I technically cannot promote anything. So don't ask me about.
Well, I
any
was
of
going
my
to talk about
projects.
Let's
All
Be
right.
Cops this entire interview. I
Yeah,
love that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Oh,
I
my
think
gosh.
I could promote things that happened 10 years ago.
Let's Be Cops. That movie kills me.
That
It's
is a
so
great movie. I
funny.
love Jake. Yeah, it's so funny.
But yeah, you've done a lot of things.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and you do.
Well.
Yeah,
About time. No, you. We were talking about it earlier. I first started enjoying your comedy during the roast. Bieber
Oh,
and James
yeah.
Franco. I mean, that's my first awareness.
That was a different
No,
time.
I know.
Well, they're kind of going viral now, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if we were supposed to say this.
No, I was
Let me
about
not
to ask you.
retweet these.
No, I think it's great. I honestly do because comedy is a different space.
Stage is a safe place.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's being recorded
I
and
know.
then shot out to people's phones. So
I know,
Yeah,
but
and
not
it's,
exactly the stage.
Yeah, well,
know.
the problem
Are
with
you
it-
embarrassed by anything that do you feel regret for anything that you said on the stage as a younger yourself?
It's not regret as much as like I think we're just evolving and changing, and we're all trying to we're learning. Oh, if you say this, these people feel oppressed, and if you say this, like just trying to think of things from different sides and trying to grow and not be a part of the problem.
I get what you're saying.
So I think that as a conscientious performer, you just want to do your part and not like stoking the flames of anything that's or people misunderstanding you. Sometimes I don't know if you've noticed this, but people are getting dumber. So it's like, you try to you say something that might be ironic, and then people take it seriously, and they're like, "Oh, you do hate that? Okay, well, now this fans my flames of hating." So
I'll push back on that a little bit because you're very intelligent. Your comedy is insightful, and I appreciate anybody who doesn't dumb down their humor to help or to a crowd because you're not appeasing anybody that way. I think online people are stupid. I think when you're posting senseless nonsense on Twitter all day long, that's stupid.
Well,
but people who show up at your shows, they're educated or not even educated. They're just interested in hearing your perspective, which is an educated perspective on stage.
you are so right. Like the internet is not the world.
No.
The people who are commenting, a lot of people are like, trying to get attention. They're activists. They're people who are like making these concerted efforts
and they're writing
to,
in headlines.
Yeah. So, or they're trying to hurt you, or they're from like an extreme political side or whatever it is. Like, and then you get to the shows and everyone's having a great time.
Yeah.
So yes, that is something that, but I still think we want to do our part in like some things that you maybe said flippantly a decade ago, you might not say now, and maybe you shouldn't say now because we have more information.
Yeah.
I think it's important to grow.
Yeah, I get that, but no, I
And
mean,
it's okay to grow.
Right,
It's
right.
good.
Yeah,
It's good for all of
no
us.
doubt, no doubt. It's also okay to laugh. It's okay to.
Yeah.
It's okay to poke fun at some things, especially when. I mean, maybe it's the truth. It's just you're taking the veil off things and just making fun of it, which is fine.
I hear you.
Mm.
And, I think that as a comedian, what you make fun of changes. Like now I'm married and have a child and have been through a pandemic and feel trapped.
lice.
Yeah. Oh my God. So actually, my wife talks about that. Like parenthood for a man is very different than it is for a woman because I think I think like having a child latch to you, and like there is a mother child bond that's very different than you have as a male parent.
No, when my daughter got lice, they checked me and they're like 80% of the mothers get lice, but the dads get lucky. They don't get it. And I said, why?
Because we're bald.
No. Well, that might be part of it.
Ben, remove your cap.
But the woman told me
33% of men are stricken with this awful malady.
Listen.
And we're doing our part in the fight.
Ben got lice at 5. They shaved his head. It's never grown back.
I'm 27 and I'm bald.
No, but the woman told me, she goes, well, fathers don't do head-to-head contact with the children as much. And it's like, oh, we even get the lice. Okay. No, the difference between the male and female parenting style is like, I would have to have 5 drinks and be an amputee for my parenting style to be equal to that of a sober father. Like, my husband has no idea what's happening. It is just like
I'm feeling attacked.
No, I feel like she's Annie right now.
Yeah, I know.
Who's Annie? Your wife?
My wife.
Yeah, Sarah, my wife is gonna send a text and be like, "Spot on, have her call me."
I've got an Annie. He's got a Sarah. He has
She
3
was
kids.
Annie.
What's that?
In Let's Be Cops, that was the name of your character.
Oh, no
Man, you
I
like
love
this
that
movie a little
You
too
like
much.
it?
Yeah,
You know what, honestly,
I don't even remember the name of that
I'm
character.
gonna be honest with you. That's the reason why we put him behind glass.
Yeah, he's usually in here.
The other reason is because I can tie this back to sports. You just did a reality show with Marshawn Lynch.
You don't want me to talk about how dumb my husband is?
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
that's
Why are you
No.
cutting off about how dumb her husband is?
I wanna-
we all agree he's so dumb.
I want to hear about how awesome Marshawn Lynch is.
Marshawn Lynch was pretty awesome, I have to say. And he has a movie coming out. Can I promote other people's movies?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
were on-
they're not in the SAG.
No, I was
on
I was on a Fox show with Marshawn. It was so awesome because and Richard Sherman was there and Ronda Rousey and Adam Rippon, like Lance Armstrong, all these like, you know, incredible athletes. I had never been around this many athletes in my life. This is actually I kind of cowered when they brought me in here because I'm like, I do not know anything about sports.
Neither do we.
Yeah,
Listen, I played in the NFL for 6 years. I have no.
You did?
Yes, and I have no idea what's happening out there.
What's the
I think-
NFL?
I think they kept me.
I
out
know
there-
that's not hockey
It's not-
because that's
Actually,
NHL.
I'm gonna be
Foosball, like the table.
Be
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
honest with you. You know more than me already.
Well, I haven't. Yeah. But it was so fun because like every day they would work out. Like I'm around comedians. I don't know if you've ever seen a comedian body, but these guys, like they're not like working out all the time. They just kind of have
Kinda
that
look
like,
like
I think I should have been a comedian.
Yeah.
but every day at like lunchtime, they would sometimes work out twice a day. And so then
Yeah.
they would start, you know, there was nothing else to do. We were just in this sound stage. So then, you know, Richard Sherman, you know, he's like, come on, Natasha, you can do it. 10, 9, 8. And I would like do pull-ups and sit-ups. And like, I had never worked out like that. And then when when we left, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do this all the time. Haven't done it since.
Yeah.
I need Richard to be here to help.
It helps. Honestly, I mean, I have had that experience in my post-career life. I am so unmotivated to get to the gym or work out because in that atmosphere, like that thing that happened to you, that's what we all do to each other.
That's amazing.
And
It's
then-
so healthy.
And then you leave that and and then you surround yourself with people like Fletch and
Hey, we're
TD.
doing so much better.
Yeah, so much better. Look, if 5.5 weeks ago Natasha would have saw me, she would have been like, yeah,
Fat ass.
definitely.
But I
Now
felt
she's
so
a slightly fat ass.
but I felt so good when I was doing it. And I had a rush afterwards.
Like the
Right.
endorphin, whatever hormones are released, I don't know, but it makes you feel better.
And you can't still do that. You can't get this Fletchy to.
Fletch says that he was an athlete, and then we played basketball with him. We found out he is not an athlete.
No,
I don't know
I've
if he's
lost
I don't- do you-
32 pounds in 5.5 weeks.
That's a good
Well,
point.
yeah, that has happened. Yes. See what we did? And it wasn't Ozempic, Natasha. It wasn't. It was stfatloss.com. That's
I'm
what-
so sorry.
that's what we've been doing.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I thought we were containing the conversation. You guys are reading an ad.
Yeah, we're trying
We're
to
trying
get the ad.
to.
We're trying to get the
Good
ad.
radio,
No,
Rich.
it's
Sorry.
fine.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
fine.
Yes.
It's
You've
fine.
lost a ton of weight. I
Yeah,
apologize.
it's one ton away. It looks so fantastic. Blah, blah, blah.
Who lost weight? You lost weight?
Okay, I have lost,
three
I've
of
lost
us.
28 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, Fletch over there has lost how much? 30?
31.
That's
31?
amazing, you guys.
Okay, and Rich over here 35 plus pounds.
Oh my
You?
god, you should have
Yeah.
seen how fat Rich was.
Hang on, I have a picture.
Natasha,
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
gonna
How
show
did you guys lose all 90 pounds
Yeah, you know what?
collectively?
I'll tell you what we did.
That's how much I weigh. So you
Wait,
No,
wait,
I weigh-
Natasha. Good Lord. Come on. Look, this is how we did it, Natasha.
I'm going
We
to show
went
you a picture.
over
You're
to
going to laugh.
we went over to sdfatloss.com. The staff, the coaches there, they walked us through the correct way to lose weight, the correct way we should be
What's
eating.
the correct way?
The correct way
Oh my god.
is going to sdfatloss.com, and then they set you up like they look at.
But are you taking some kind of supplement or
No.
it's just real food and
real
exercise?
Real food, no exercise required. Real
What?
food,
In fact,
exactly.
they tell you not to exercise.
Exactly.
Wait, whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Exercise. Oh, because you guys you got the tendency to bulk up or something. If
Well,
you
I mean,
Yeah, well, I
hey,
don't-
I mean,
Look
you-
at us.
We were just
when
fat.
when I hit the weights, the body responds. So they said, "Hey, Rich, you want to see the LBs come up? You're gonna have to cool it on the push-ups and
Yeah.
the pull-ups."
That's right.
You
No
know.
exercise, no counting points, no counting calories,
So-
no drugs, no injections.
How do you know what to eat?
The coaches and staff tell you. They give you a list. I mean, you literally get a handbook, you get an app. They start walking
Wayne,
you through.
Chloe,
Yes.
other people involved.
Other people.
What do they say
involved.
about alcohol?
Well,
2.5
Okay,
drinks
hold
a
on.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2.5 drinks a week. And
which, by the way, that's
That's
half.
you guys already had that today.
Well, okay, Natasha, you're kind of
actually,
outing us.
Yeah, you're not supposed to out us.
I mean, this
The
sort
week
of feels
ended
like.
last night. The next week starts today. We're on track.
That's a good point. Thank
yeah,
you, Fletch,
wait, when
for
does-
making sense of the census.
Absolutely.
2.5 drinks a week. That is not.
Okay,
Well,
but
they
That's
didn't-
not
they didn't-
really.
I don't know if
it's
they-
only for the
sustainable.
reduction phase.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, we got a few more weeks of the reduction phase. So, I mean, the next time you see us, we're going to be even skinnier.
Okay, tell me a dinner you had the other day.
I had some tri-tip.
Okay.
Okay, I had some asparagus
hmm
and some raspberries. Which I know sounds
Hang on a
sounds
second.
funny,
Hang on a second.
but it was
Everybody
delicious.
knows that tri-tip pairs perfectly with raspberries. You knock it off, Natasha.
Well, here's the problem. Natasha is like skinny, beautiful, 90 pounds.
Exactly.
Like that's not us,
Yeah.
Natasha.
Yeah.
No,
This is
I
our
think
life.
it's cute. I
We-
like it, and I'm
we-
noticing no potatoes, no no
No,
carbs.
Right.
I
We-
weighed 205 pounds in college. I weighed 278 pounds 5 weeks ago.
I look like ground beef. Okay,
I'm
I'm trying to
active-
make it steak.
I'm actively being hunted in the wilderness of San Diego because they think I'm large game.
So-
Let's take a little break here. Can you hang out with us till the end?
Sure.
There we go.
You're the
Let's take a
best.
little break.
Okay.
Everybody needs to go to sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free consultation today. sdfatloss.com. How about that?
That is impressive, though.
All right, Natasha Leggero is kind enough to hang out with us. She's going to be busy this week, and we'll get to all that. And also, she explains to us why her husband's so dumb and why we're just like her husband. That's next. Natasha Leggero joining us in studio this morning. She's going to be very busy this weekend. She's performing on stage. American Comedy Company, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I usually do La Jolla, but I'm here. I'm back. It's been like 7 years, I think, since I've been at this club.
It's a good room. We just went.
It's a great room. It was so fun last night.
Michael Rappaport. We just went.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
He's great.
Yeah,
ACC
I love watching him online. He's
And the nice part,
about
the nice part about ACC is they'll start sending you texts once you go there once of like free tickets or chances to win free tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
discount.
Yeah. So definitely get out to a show. See,
I think we
Natasha
have some
Leggero.
tickets left for the late show tonight and tomorrow. So please come on down.
American
The late show 9:30.
Yes.
Yes.
AmericanComedyCo.com. Natasha Leggero, seriously funny human being.
How do
Very
you handle
glad.
hecklers?
Yeah. How do you do that?
You know, I usually just ask them to stop talking. Like
They're
some
just-
man last night was telling me like the names of all his Teslas. He's like, yeah, I got 4 Teslas. And it was just like,
I
sir.
got a Plaid, Natasha. I don't know. I drive a Ford Focus. What was
Yeah.
the Will Ferrell bit? Yeah.
And is it generally drunk dudes?
Yeah, and you know, people don't usually heckle. Usually, hecklers come from you're talking to the crowd a little bit, and then someone just gets a little too amped and excited. And to be honest, nobody really wants like an amplified male voice coming at them at a woman.
Travis
you know?
Dale.
What?
Huh?
Heckler of the stars.
What?
You heckle
No, I don't
people?
heckle.
Okay, hang on.
No,
Hang
no,
hang on.
I just like to participate.
I'm
You
gonna-
heckled last night
hang-
at a whiskey
wait,
tasting.
Hang on. I'm going to look, guys. Natasha.
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking on stage. Sometimes you ask a rhetorical question.
That's what I said last night. I was like, this was rhetorical.
Yeah.
But I think half the crowd didn't
Okay.
know what that meant.
There's a silent
I'm gonna
H. It's
say,
a
I'm gonna
tricky
say
word.
at least 1/3 doesn't know what it means in this room.
Hang on.
If you're listening, it just means a question for the point of asking a question. You didn't want an answer.
Of course it does.
This guy, every single question that was asked in any public speaking forum, he responds to loudly. And I'm just like,
Would you mind not coming to my show tonight? Listen,
Fine,
we
well,
want to.
I just found tickets for the Late Show.
Perfect example, Natasha. One of Michael Rappaport's openers, he was talking and he was like, "Yeah, anybody in here ever been to like Casper, Wyoming?" And I've been to Casper.
Oh, I mean, like
I've been there.
And the guys,
Yeah.
okay, so obviously this is he's setting something up. So now he's got to address this fatty boom batty because this was before I see fat loss in the crowd. He's literally his gaze meets. He's like he's blinded by the stage lights. He's like, who just responded to this?
Poor guy's got a 15-minute set. Three of it was talking to this idiot.
My only regret of saying I've been to Casper, Wyoming is when he asked, hey, what'd you think of it? And I'm like, oh my God, some place is beautiful. It's awesome. And
he said, what do you think about it? You said, it's in Wyoming.
I did. But the whole setup was to talk about how racist the town was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, whoops.
You screwed up, kid.
Yeah, I blew it.
You like sit in the front row too.
We were close.
Yeah, we were close.
We had close seats. They like us at American Comedy Club.
Yeah, actually, I just got a text. There's actually no tickets left for tonight. I'm so sorry, you guys.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to accommodate you.
Oh.
It's
so
weird.
sorry.
You actually sold out on this show.
Yeah.
It's so
Is
crazy.
that something your husband would do though?
Oh, well, my husband is like, so your wife makes fun of you. They just don't have the same instincts, Like when I first had the baby, I asked him, I was like, can you just bathe the child? And then I went to have a coffee. I come back. He has her in the sink with the dishes, just like washing them all together. I was like, do not put Dawn on my baby. Okay. She is not a duck after an oil spill. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm not
like,
kidding.
who would did you do that?
I'm not kidding you. As you were speaking, my wife will text me during the show that I bathed. Not only did I bathe my kid in the sink, but I bathed them with Dawn dish soap.
Wait, really?
With blue Dawn dish
I'm
soap.
really on the pulse here.
Wow. You're hitting all the buttons. I texted her one time, like, I was solo with the kid for the first time in my entire life and his entire life. And I go, how do you take a poop with an infant? She was like, you bring him in the bathroom, you idiot. And she hung up the phone. It was the first time she was out
said that?
Yeah.
I'm going to start taking it.
Well, you know what's cool is one time,
what your wife's doing.
when my kids were little, I got yelled at because I went to give the kid a bath. Okay, I was instructed to do so. I was also instructed to clean the shower. I thought I could do both at the same time.
Putting Tilex on the child.
Yeah, she was
Cleaning
super
her
pissed.
hair.
She was super pissed. Yeah, Natasha Leggero tonight and tomorrow night. American Comedy Company. Go to AmericanComedyCo.com to get tickets. There are still tickets for the Late Show. I found them.
Well, thank you to Natasha. Thank you to Raj Bhakta. Thank you to Jared Smith. If you're looking for liquor for this weekend, if you're pregame in the Aztecs game, Bhakta.
Yeah.
That stuff is freaking awesome.
Go to keganbottle.com. Thank you to Tony Conja for visiting with us as he always does on Friday. And
844-570-1360, caller number 5. You are going to get Aztecs tickets. They're playing tomorrow night. Go Aztecs.com if you want to buy them, but you want to win them. Caller number 6 right now.
we did it, guys. We were super hungover and we did a show.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep.
You're doing it. I'm so impressed with you boys.
It's good. It's real good.
Thank
real
you,
good.
Natasha.
Yeah, that's her. Anyways,
You're trying to get fit. I
Turns
love
out
it.
we got some more time now to chat with Natasha.
Yeah, oh, we do?
No,
Did
I'm
you
just
move
kidding.
spots?
No, I just meant
No,
we're out of
offense,
time.
but I have to go.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
The show is already
So
started.
do we. Okay, the herd is next. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you Monday.